Alright, I hope everyone is doing well today. We have our first match of the relay race. We have Team Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome, against NWB. We have two pretty good runners. We have Wilco, who's pretty esteemed. He's very old. I think we might doing a restart because timer didn't start. Let me see that. Alright, so yeah, we're gonna do a countdown again. Sorry about that, everyone.
It's me, Mario.
So yeah, like I was saying, we have Dimmadome against Wilco, who are two very, very good runners. Wilco has been in the community for a while. He's also been known in SMS. He just got his PB, I guess, 2 days ago. I think 2 days ago. He's got a 50-17. Dimmadome's PB, it says it's a 56-15. I'm not sure if that's correct. I could be wrong, but we're just going to go off of that. So obviously, Wilco does have the advantage here. With his PB being almost 6 minutes better. So I'm excited about this race. Starting off with the first trick of the game, we read at the very, very beginning. I'm not sure the stakes for this. Obviously, Team Wilco, NWB, has their best combined PBs by a good amount. I think it's almost 2 minutes. Not sure why the runner is frozen right now. Let me try to fix that, see what's going on. I guess we're restarting again. Sorry about this, everyone.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the racer coordination channel, and yeah, one of them didn't get the message to restart.
Guess we'll do this again. Let's hope Wilco sees it. If someone wouldn't mind typing in Wilco's chat just in case he's not looking at the Discord.
No, he's looking. Both of them said ready. Wilco
Alright,
and Dump.
sounds good.
Can count them down.
Alright, let's hope this coordinates well this time. He's streaming on an all? Okay.
Man, the latency is so high. Or did something go wrong?
I know the latency is usually pretty bad.
Yeah, I suppose. If they're doing it sort of like many levels of restreams and that kind of thing.
Yeah,
Right,
alright,
one has started and the other, yeah, within a second, so it's all good.
Perfect. Alright. Only took 3 tries.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah. Alright, so yeah. Like I was saying before, we were trying to get that all sorted out. Wilco's team, NWB, they have their best combined PBs by about 2 minutes, I would say. I know there's Endade and Wilco on that team. I don't know who's running the SMS for that team. I'm not sure about Dimmadome's team, what their combined PBs are. But this will be a very good race. Obviously, Nindade coming next for SMS. That'll be very fun to pass on. He's obviously
He's playing the SETI within, I think.
Okay.
It's a Canadian runner. I don't know too much about him.
Yeah, but obviously Nindade is just on a completely different level than most other runners.
Oh yeah.
I don't follow SMS too much, but I can understand that much. Alright, so Ooh, Wilco missing Black Blue Skip. When you ledge grab, that's the worst way to miss it because you lose all your speed from going back and backing it up. But look gun for dump down. Going for bomb clip. For these runners, bomb clip shouldn't be a problem, but obviously if you're a beginner, it'll cause some issues for quite a while. It looks good. Very good fade out. Wilco getting some quick splices in just to make up for all those restarts. I guess both runners. Oh, there goes Wilco. Going for Womps 9, Dump's opting for Womps 8, losing a second, which is interesting. Usually in a race you see people go for Womps 9 no matter what, because although, like, most people go for Womps 8 when doing runs because they want to get Womps out of the way, but in a race, if you're going to do it anyway and not restart, you might as well save that extra second. Dump missing the kick up to the ledge. That's going to cost him a cycle, which is about 10 seconds. Wilco getting that 12-8. I like to see that. Womps is one of those stages that in a race you like to get it out of the way because you're gonna have to do it anyway. It's one of the hardest stages. But when just doing runs, it can be pretty awful. You can get stuck in there and not leave for a couple hours. Because there's so many mistakes you can make that can lose 10 plus seconds, and you don't want that at the beginning of your run. So we see Wilco going for Owlus. Gets it pretty good. Dimmadome didn't have that bad of a 100 coin, just that one mistake. Dimmadome falling down for a bit. Wilco opting for Wild Blue second. I'm not sure if he missed a Cannonless or not. I was watching Dimmadome go for that Owlus, getting it clean. Usually you would want to go for a Wild Blue last, or at least after Cannonless, because if you miss Cannonless, it's a fast backup. We'll see what he goes for right here. Yeah, going for the Cannonless. Go for texture setup. Taking the extra small time save. Guess it. Very clean, very nice. Dimmadome with an interesting way to get the Wild Blue Star. Losing a couple seconds, but in a race, that's the least of your problems. And like I was saying at the beginning of this, race, Wilco was fresh off of PB. He got his PB. I think it was like a 7-second PB. A couple days ago. It might have been yesterday or the day before. So you can tell that he's very fresh. He's been playing very well. He's very consistent. And most people in the community believe that for his time, he's one of the better players. So this is obviously giving him advantage over Dump. As Dump gets the second try texture setup, I think. Very good for him. And also very clean 100 coin from Wilco. I didn't see many mistakes, and he made the cycle, I believe. Pretty good womp so far from Wilco. couple players finish the wonking. It's not too hard of a star, but if you do mess it up a little, it's pretty frustrating just because you don't you always assume you're not going to mess it up. So it's one of those things that can be irritating. Both players doing it pretty cleanly. Dump going for the Fortress Star now. Reminder that he did not do the 2 slide stars, or at least one of the slide stars at the beginning before Womps. So Wilco does have 1 more star than him, and I would guess has the lead because he has had a pretty clean Womps. But we will see entering Wing Cap exactly how close together they are. Slide's one of those stars that isn't too difficult, but it is difficult to do very fast. Like, as you can see, Dump got a 12.6, that's a very good time. Top runners usually get below 12.7s. But it's hard to optimize that much. Wilco also with a 12.6, very nice, very nice. I like to see that. So it does look like Wilco is going to be ahead by probably, if I could guess, close to 20 seconds. Which is not a big margin by any means in a race. This game is very problematic that if you mess up in any way, it could mess you. It could screw you up a lot. Any small mistake could lose 20, 30 seconds from a death. Just having the wrong angle in your control stick. Ooh, Dumb missing the box. Getting it very quickly after. Wilco has some clean flying. Love to see it. Then we have Wilco going to Dark World first. Dark World's one of those stages, as I just said, that if you mess up even a little, you will die and you'll lose a lot of time. It is also cycle-based, so you want to make the fastest cycle, but in a race, that's obviously very difficult, and you don't want to go for it and risk death. So most people go for the fastest normal cycle that people go for is called the Shigeru cycle, and each cycle I think loses 2 seconds. I could be wrong though. So it looks like Wilco's movement is good so far for it. Yeah, he makes it no problem. Can't expect any less from a runner like that. Now we see Dimmadome going for it as well. Ooh, he gets shocked, so he won't be making the cycle. Gonna be losing at least 2 seconds there. Opting to go for the poverty route, which is safer and is also faster. But a lot of people are so used to the regular route that they don't want to switch over. It's only faster by like 0.1 or 0.2. Yeah, Wilco with a 10-15 fade out. Pretty solid, pretty nice. That's what you like to see. I'm going to be losing a little time over Wilco on that Dark World only from missing a cycle. Like I said, I think 2 seconds. I could be wrong though. Yeah, with a 10:52 fade out, so about 37 seconds behind. Which is not what you want to see since it is at the beginning run, but as I've said many times, a lot of mistakes can happen really, really fast. And it can build up on them. I do believe both runners will be going for the CCM 18 route, especially since it is a race. Looking from their splits, it looks like they will be going for it, which I would highly advise to do. I think only top runners should be going for the CCM 17 route, only saving like 4 to 8 seconds if going for it. And if you mess it up, can lose a lot more. Double pillowless can be pretty daunting.
So do you have to get a different star if you do only 17 from CCM?
Yeah, so
Which
if
star?
if you leave so there's two routes. If you get CCM 17, then you do 100 coin with just sliding down the slide. If you do CCM 18, you get the slide star by itself, and you do CCM 100 coin with the big penguin race. And so the second star you get if you do the CCM 17 route is you do double pillarless strat in SSL, where you get the secrets inside the pyramid. And with a regular pillarless strat, it saves about 4 seconds, I think. But top runners do an advanced strat called Tamaples, named after the guy who popularized it, called Tama. And it saves about 8 seconds if you do that strat. So that's what top runners do. But in a race, it's a very hard strat, very hard trick. So most people don't go for it in a race.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a ton of routing variations in 64 compared to SMS, so I have to really engage my brain to figure that stuff out.
Oh yeah, that's a bunch of different routes. Most people do the same one nowadays, at least when you're on a higher level, like these runners. But there are a bunch of different stars and safer routes for you to do as you come into the game for the first time. Yeah, exactly. Both freezing again.
Yeah, I wonder about Wilco's stream. It's been out for 1:10.
Yeah. Dimmadome's back. We'll just assume that nothing bad is going on and that they haven't died or anything. Oh, Wilco's on 100 coin. There we go. Oh, he missed a coin. Oh no, that's really. He's going to be losing at least a minute and a half from that. He missed a coin on the slide. Yeah, that's the problem with the slide. You have to enter with a certain amount of coins, and you get the coins on the slide. Because once you get to the bottom, you need the 100 coin star to spawn. And if you don't get the 100 coins on the slide, you have to leave the building, and then you can't go back in from the bottom from where you left. So you'd have to race the penguin all over again.
Yeah. Makes sense.
But he died, which is even worse. So now he has to do both of the stars over again. Dimmadome opting to get the safety red, which I personally do in a race as well, just because if you do miss too many coins, you don't want that minute time loss. It looks like they're almost even now. I'm not sure how many mistakes Dimmadome made so far, since they did cut out for a bit. But Wilco seems to be a little bit ahead in the slide. Right, so Dump can only miss one more coin since he got this safety red. Yeah, and he misses it there. It's always good to end with 100, because if you end with more, you'd have to long jump farther up here to get the star, which can lose time. And sometimes you can't make that long jump if you get too many coins. But it looks like Wilco is fading out a little bit before, not as much as the lead was out of Dark World. We have 15:32 CCM split. It's going to be a 15:30, 15:41. So yeah, about 9 seconds.
Nice.
So despite that death, Wilco still does have the lead. Unlike 120 star for 70 star BBH is kind of a filler stage. Both the stars are relatively easy and fairly fast. It's more of just a waiting room before basement and SSL, pillarless, stuff when stuff gets hard. Kind of similar to DDD and HMC. We see Wilco getting the balcony star, pretty free, pretty nice, good for him. That's what you like to see. Looks like Dimmadome got it as well. But he is first and again. Yeah, so Dimmadome's PB on his splits is incorrect. Someone just looked it up. His actual PB is a 53-54. At least that's what it is on speedrun.com. So a lot closer than 6 minutes, and that 3 minutes instead of 6 minutes is a lot of time difference. So we'll see Wolko going to SSL first. Grabbing Mips, clean Mips grab, not going for the punch grab. Smart. Personally not a fan of the punch grab strat, just because it only saves 1 second. And if you screw it up, you'll have to be chasing Mips around, or you could be chasing Mips around for quite a while. So I'd be guessing that both players are going for plus. Weird angle from Wilco, but he does get up there. And gets in quite nice. Dimmadome also going for plus, but it looks like we'll find out soon if he gets it, hopefully. The cutting out is from the streamer's end, Doom, I believe. If you can still hear us, then it's from the streamer's end.
From the restreamer's end, possibly. It might be a shout to just, open up the original videos. As in for us to commentate.
Yeah. Alright, so it looks like Dump. Oh, and goes for the slide kick strat to get back up there, but fails it. So he failed this twice, it looks like, and then caught that death. He's going to be losing a lot of time. Well, Wilco has a pretty clean SSL 208, not bad. Dump going for medium bomb now, since he doesn't want to restart again. Medium bomb pillarless is slow and is hard to do, but I can understand just wanting to go for it instead of trying to set it up again with a bad angle. But looks like he gets it. He's gonna have to find the hole though, which could be very difficult. He's gonna be losing, I would say, at least 40 seconds from those mistakes, probably more. We'll go with a clean wing cap, log star. Nothing too out of the ordinary for him. For the bully star, maybe the bully star, we'll see. Ooh, very, very fast. Skip the ledge grab and also get in the ground pound. Loves to see it. So Dimmadome, yeah, losing close to a minute on SSL. Not what you want to see at all, but can make that time up if Wilco does make a couple mistakes. A couple big mistakes, of course. Looks like Dump's going to be going for reds first. Gets burned a little bit, but that's not too big of a problem. It can mess up the puzzle order, though, and make you not used to it. So yeah, he's going to burn there. Wilco taking care of those bullies, no problem. Hitting that star. For 70-star Doom, English is faster. I'm not sure exactly by how much. I feel like it's only a couple of seconds for 70 star. But all the other categories, except for 1 star, I believe, Japanese is faster. And unless you're a top runner, obviously those time differences doesn't matter. Local with a clean lava boost. I'm not sure exactly what version he did. But as long as he got it, that's what matters. See Dump going for the elevator star. Very clean. Wilco doing the same. Dimmadome. I think he was setting up for either Akira or Pro Boost. But sadly gets burned. Just deciding to go up the pyramid. Gets a bad angle though. He's gonna have to slide up that, yeah. When you get burned, it is kind of annoying to back up Lava Boost from that angle just by getting those coins. So I can see his desire to just go all the way up to the walkway to get the star. Looks like Wilco is out of LL, 22:53. Fade out. We'll see how far behind Dimmadome is. Just a little over a minute, I'd be guessing. Maybe a minute and a half at most. So Wilco is going into DDD. Fairly easy stage, but it can screw you over, especially on N64 because of the lag. But as long as you know what you're doing, as Wilco does, it should be no problem. It's just a good stage to take your stress and nerves away from Fire C and upstairs. I'm not sure, Kai. I think he might be on VC, Virtual Console, just because his spawn into this, like at the very beginning, was a little faster than normal. So he might be on VC, but I don't want to say for sure. So yeah, it looks like from his LL fade out, Dump is about a minute 25 behind. If it wasn't for that SSL, I'm doubting it would be more than 30 seconds. But the hardest of the game is yet to come, so I'm sure he's banking on that. So he gets a pretty clean sub star going for back sub. No need to go for front sub in a race. You risk losing a bunch of time. Wilco going for the Manta Star. Does not get screwed over by the terrible hitboxes. If you miss the first two, you have to serpentine inside and out of them because the hitboxes are completely different to what they are seen as visually. But Wilco with a pretty clean DDD. Now going into Fire Sea, which is a pretty important stage in both runs and races, because even messing it up a little can lose 18 seconds, as that's what the cycle difference is. I believe it's about 18 to 20. That's if you make Lava Boost cycle versus missing normal cycle altogether. Or early Ellie's. Ooh, yeah. He's not going to be making Lava Boost cycle after that, but he might still be able to make the fast cycle.
How much lower is fast cycle?
Yeah. Okay, so it looks like he will be able to make... Yeah. So not making the fastest lava boost cycle, but still making the fastest cycle for the elevators. Probably only losing about 8 seconds, I believe. But if you would have missed that, it would have been 18. So
Huge differences, yeah.
yeah, it's one of the most punishing cycle differences, I would say, in this game. Ooh, dumb missing a ring. That's not going to be good. So unless he knows exactly how to back it up and knows the hitboxes, you'll see that the hitboxes are not kind. Yeah, because he's swimming right through them and not getting that last one and that one. Yeah. So you pretty much have to wait until these ones to swim through them. Losing a lot of time from that, which makes anybody mad. Looks like Wilco had a pretty clean boss fight as well. Dump doesn't want to fall behind here by missing a cycle. Going for the... Not going for the triple jump. I'm not sure if he should be... Oh, no, he can't though. Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be 18 seconds, I believe. Because I doubt he can make the early cycle now. Let's see, Wilco is in what rival? He's going for 100 coin. But Gyro with 100 coin can be pretty aggravating just because it is a lot of RNG, and there's not too much RNG in this game, unlike SMS. But when it does come, it can be pretty agitating if it screws you over. But you never lose too much time from it. Pretty clean from Wilco so far. He's gonna have to grab every coin, unless he wants to get the backup box, but usually it's not too hard to grab every coin from this point out. Taking a bonk, but no big deal. Yes, he has a pretty big lead. Then again, since it is a relay match, these don't really matter too much. I'm not sure exactly. I forget the name or who you said was racing for SMS, but I know Wilco's team has
and the SEDI with him.
Okay.
I don't know. I think it's going to be a fairly substantial difference. SEDI's PB is of 4 minutes behind, I think.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And I also don't think he's as in practice. So yeah, it comes down to SMO, I guess, to make up the difference.
Yeah, I think SMO there's Nick versus Bliplo, and I know they're both pretty top runners, I believe. Not sure exactly what their PBs are though.
Yeah, feels bad for Team Dimmadome. They have the coolest name though, I'll give them that.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
I had to look it up and it was a reference to Fairly Odd Parents.
Yeah. So Dump's in withdrawal right now, going for 100 coin. It looks like Wilco, I believe he went for the triple jump wall kick for the elevator star. Looked pretty clean. Now just going for that top star. Not going for the triple jump wall kick because it only saves about a second, I believe. But on the other star, it saves about 3, which makes it more worth it. Not too many mistakes so far from Dimmadome. Yeah, so looking at the SMO leaderboards, Nick has a 5840 in 5th place. I can't find Bliplow's time, but I'm guessing it's somewhere in the 1 hour range. So that will give them a chance to catch up. Yeah, it's a 101.22. So a couple minutes difference there. We'll see if it's enough to catch up when we get to it. Dimmadome going for the triple jump wall kick, getting it, very clean. Wilco going for left side iron clip, very nice. I like to see a lot more people doing that now. It's much easier than right side and is a little bit faster as well. Looks like it's been a pretty clean withdraw rolled for Dimmadome so far. He's gonna want to have as clean of an upstairs and tippy as he can. Looks like a pretty clean THI from Wilco as well. From their withdrawal splits, it looks like Dimmadome is about a little over 2 minutes behind. 2:13. And he definitely has not been playing bad. His movement has been good, his tricks have been somewhat consistent, it's just been the mistakes he's been making have been somewhat substantial, which is a problem with this game. If you make certain mistakes, you will be losing a good amount of time. Wilco gets his first triple jump wall kick, or sorry, log wall kick.
Hashtag consistency.
Yeah. Wilco's been in this game for a while, and I know he used to do SMS a lot, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, a very long time ago. We've all forgotten who he is.
Yeah. Yeah. I just remember seeing his name in, I think, Average Trades World Record Progression video. I was like, damn, I didn't know he did that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I saw a photo of like ESA from a few years ago, the European GDQ, that
Yeah.
had him in it, and I never recognised him because it's pretty much 2017, I think he stopped, so haven't seen
Yeah.
him about since then. Yeah.
He's also been at SM64 for a while, so his consistency is pretty solid.
Yeah.
Like I said at the beginning, he can get a much better BB in both 70 and 120 star. I just don't think he plays, or he hasn't been playing as much, except for recently because of the tournaments. Dimmadome is finishing up THI, getting hit by that last Piranha, but it doesn't really matter because he still make it over in time. I think he messed up a little on Secret, so besides that, it's pretty clean. Wilco's going for Reds. TTM Reds is one of the best stars to watch. The single star record for the movement is just, it's pretty insane when you do it as fast as possible. Not a bad one from Wilco himself.
Gave myself a memo to watch it.
Yeah, no, the single star records for this game are pretty insane because, I mean, the game's been out for, what, 20, 24 years? It's optimized as much as it possibly can be at this point. I mean, every
Yeah, I've
discovery...
been waiting.
Yeah, every discovery that comes out nowadays is only like saves maybe at most a second. Very little time, but
Yeah, it's similar in SMS, but I haven't yet. I'm gonna give myself a day to go through all these single star records because I haven't really looked at them yet.
yeah.
But I think the single stars are just very different from RTA and SM64, more so than in SMS. That's what
Yeah.
Ouija has been saying. Because there's like more just crazy stuff you wouldn't do in the long run that can affect the time than there is in SMS, I think.
Oh yeah, 100%. There's a lot of crazy like glitches that you can do with BLJ that are
Yeah,
obviously
for
not
example.
viable. That are not viable to do like in runs because you will mess them up 99% of the time.
Yeah.
Dimmadome with a pretty clean reds as well. Looks good.
Here we go!
Wilco has not been giving up that much of a gap for Dimmadome to fill after, I believe, after SSL. He's had a pretty clean run after that. And Dimmadome hasn't made too many big mistakes after that, or after Fire Sea, I would say.
Here we go!
But you can't really catch up when your opponent doesn't let you.
Here we go! Here we go!
Alright, so Wilco's going back to the basement to get the second MIP star and go to HMC, a route that was, I think was popularized like a little over a year and a half to 2 years ago. Saves about a second to just getting the HMC stars and then getting an extra star in SL, I believe. But yeah, you come downstairs to get the MIP star since it spawns when you get 50 stars. And then you go to HMC and just, once you're done with HMC, you save and exit back upstairs. Only saves about a second, but the second is also a free time save as long as you can catch MIPs consistently. HMC is also one of those stages that is pretty calm before the storm. Tippy is obviously the last part of the game, and in everyone's, most people's opinion, the hardest part of the game. Just the tricks can be pretty hard, and also if you make a mistake on a lot of stages, you will die 90% of the time. And in runs, of course, you'll be having a lot of nerves as it's towards the end of the race or end of the run, which will screw you up substantially. I know me myself, I always lose a ton of time in that part of the game, and I've lost more PBs than I can count to it. I can assume Wilco's having good HMC. It's not that hard of a stage. Dimmadome finishing up SL. Also not too hard of a stage, but the Snowman head start can mess you up. The angle for the wall kick and the camera forward is pretty bad, but as long as you practice it for a while and get it consistently, it's not too bad. So it looks like it was a pretty good HMC from Wilco. As long as he gets this star, it's going to be like a 310, which is around his gold, it looks like. Yeah, right there is one of the only RNG spots that can really screw you over is those boulders. Because if they go to left and they hit you, they can continually hitting you and you can end up dead. But most runners are able to avoid it. So yeah, Wilco's going to be going back up, going all the way to Tippy, just to finish off the rest of the run. It's on pace for a mid 50. Probably going to get a high 50 or low 51, as long as Tippy isn't too bad for him. Up to him getting the triple box jump. Misses a star, but not too bad of a backup. Ooh, missing the triple jump at the beginning though. It's a fast death. It's only about 15 to 20 seconds, I would say. But it can be a pretty annoying one. Usually it's just due to lack of paying attention. You just have to press A at a somewhat specific timing to get the triple jump. Gets the second time though, getting lackady bounce as well. Fast pull grab is what you like to see. Very good backup for falling down the first time. Looks like he died again. I was looking at Dimmadome screen, but I'm guessing he just died from the triple jump again as well. Rainbow Ride is not too hard of a stage in 70 star, besides lackady bounce, but if you do make a mistake like that, and you die, that's what makes it so so annoying, I guess you could say. You could lose like 15-20 seconds, and if you do it multiple times, you'll be losing close to a minute. Looks like Dimmadome is out of HMC. Not a bad one. Going up to Tippy to join Wilco. Wilco is giving him a little time to catch up with those deaths. If Dimmadome can have a really clean Tippy, he won't be behind by too much. Obviously, with NWB being the SMS runner, he wants to get as much time on Wilco as he can, but it looks like Wilco has had the lead most of this race, and I don't see that changing, barring any huge mistakes in TTC or bits, which can definitely happen. Wilco finishes up Rainbow Ride. Dimmadome getting the pole grab for the lackady bounce. Fairly clean. Wilco opting go for Toad after TTC. I'm not sure exactly which is faster. I think it's just preference for the most part. Going for 100 coin first. 100 coin can screw you over a lot, at least at the end. If you fall down after getting all the coins and die, you'll be losing at least a minute. It's happened to me more times than I can count. I'm sure it's happened to Wilco 10 times more. Looks like Dimmadome's having a little trouble with the reds, which the reds can be a huge trouble. They're not nice at all. The side flip right after getting on the ledge at the very beginning can screw you over a lot. But it finishes the rest pretty clean. I hope Wilco hasn't died in the 100 coin yet, but we'll see once he comes back to us. Dimmadome going for the fast, tricky triangle strat, saving about 3 seconds over the standard one that most runners, including myself, go for. Goes for an alternate ending, but otherwise still pretty clean. And yeah, it looks like Wilco had a fairly clean 100 coin. Not dying, which is what matters the most. Volko going for time moving, gets it pretty clean. Has a Dimmadome finish it up Rammer Ride. I guess he's probably about, or I guess I could say from the splits, looks like he's a little over 2.5 minutes behind. Yeah, both runners opting to go for the 100 coin route and not getting SL reds, which is faster as long as you can do 100 coin fast enough to save the time. I've heard different things, but I think you need a 105 100 coin star X cam for it to be faster, which both these runners are more than capable of. Wilco getting the time moving stars cleanly. Dimmadome hitting a ledge, but still getting the back up. Not a bad mistake at all. Ooh, but does hit the invisible wall, which is a hard thing to avoid. Not often to go for the fast triple jump back up, but still getting there without falling down, which is what he needs. Not a terrible 100 coin by Dimmadome by any means. Looks like the only star Wilco has left in TTC is Reds, which is a fairly free star as long as he doesn't do moving, which I'm guessing he doesn't. Yeah. Go for stationary Reds. These flippers can be pretty annoying to maneuver if you mess up. Hitboxes on them can be weird. Yeah, I guess this last star very clean ancient or TGC. Looks like he messed up a little because he's losing time, but for the sake of the race, that doesn't really matter too much. He still has over a 2-minute lead. For runners such as Wilco, bits or the last stage bits isn't usually too much of a problem since he is fairly skilled, but still a lot of stuff can go wrong. I'm wondering if he'll be going for the triple jump wall kick or not, which if you mess up can lose you a lot of time, but if you get it, only saves I believe 5 to 10 seconds. And Bowser throws as well can go wrong if it's just an off day for you. Oh, Wilco cuts right back in again, the triple jump wall kick. Good for him. Not losing that time. That's what you love to see. And I think... Ooh, it does get invisible walled. Let's hope nothing else happens, because he's on fairly low health. And he hit a couple hits from Bowser, it could cause him a death, but he will spawn out of the pipe if that happens. instead of at the beginning of the stage, so it wouldn't be too big of a time loss. Looks like if he hits all the bouts, though, it's going to be a mid 52. Not a bad race time at all. As Dimmadome finishes up TTC, getting the Toad Star.
Menacing shot from Bowser there.
Yeah, it's a good frame to freeze on, I guess. Looks like Wilco missed a throw. I'm not sure if it's his first or second, but if he does get hit, it could be a problem. Alright, so he's on his last throw right now. And he goes for a bomb that isn't there. I guess he must have been, Ooh. Okay. Oh, and Dimmadome taking a death. Rage pausing.
Ooh.
As Wilco hits his last throw, it's gonna be a low 53, I guess. Around there. Not a bad run from Wilco at all. He made a couple of mistakes that lost him a couple minutes, but besides that, very clean, very consistent.
Beautiful. So his PB is a 50 or so?
Yeah, it's a 50-17, I think.
Wilk, Doge,
Yes.
GG's.
GG's to Wilco. I guess he'll cut over to Nide, and then we'll finish up with Dump.
Do you know what could be Team Dimmadome's greatest hope? They can't find Dide.
Wait, can they not? Is that actually happening?
Yep.
Oh no. The saving grace. Well, I
Oh,
hope-
okay. It looks like we're switching to SMO. They'll give him
Ah.
an hour to find him. Because said
Okay.
he's just been delayed by Doge.
Okay.
Okay, well, that's cool because the race could well even up. It's not
Oh,
a
yeah,
huge
sure.
difference, is it?
Yeah.
Unfortunate death from Dump, but
Yeah.
maybe 3 or 4 minutes behind in the end. We'll see, I guess.
Yeah.
I love the chat. Dump's like, go, Sedi. Oh.
Yeah. So I guess it's gonna be Bliplo versus Nick. I'm guessing Dimmadome is finished because he did type to Seti to go. Not
True,
sure.
true.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what his finish time was, but I would guess around a 55 flat. So yeah, losing about 2 minutes, maybe a little more.
Actually, hang on, I can check that, can't I? Click, streaming, roll, watch. 54, 53. Nice, not even that far behind.
Oh yeah, not at all. Where'd you find that, by
Yes,
the way?
yeah, it was cool. I'm just very slowly putting the pieces together, learning how SM64 works, mostly from watching Ouija. And so it's been cool to see like the routing differences mostly and
Yeah,
that kind of stuff.
yeah. I haven't watched too much SMS. I watched Luigi do it when because he does SM64 as well. So I watched him when he switched over for a bit and got the world record like the first day back or whatever. That was pretty interesting to see.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, it's really cool having someone who's at the top level of both can just sort of give a good comparison of what the two are like. I think someone definitely owes it to Ouija to give him a podcast where he talks about that.
Yeah.
Don't think there's been one yet.
So yeah, it does look like we're going to be going with SMO first. I'm guessing they're just trying to get their streams up. It's going to be Psionic versus Bliplo.
Yeah.
Psionic with about a 3-minute better PB, 2.5, I believe.
So
Yeah, I
he-
feel like Dide Sedi might even be the hypest match because of the difference in PBs. It's kind of, I think the effective difference of PBs is probably a lot bigger for Sedi. I just don't remember him playing at all recently, so it could well be more like 5 or 6 minutes difference, and also because of all the RNG.
Yeah. Of course, if today doesn't show up, then that'll be very interesting to see what they're gonna do.
That's the thing. Yeah, you say there's RNG and SMS. There's RNG and when Dide like wakes up or whatever.
Do you know what country he lives in, or what time zone?
He's in Virginia, which
Oh.
is, I guess, Eastern.
Yeah, I'm
I
in there
think.
as well.
hello.
Hello.
Hey, commentating
Okay.
SMO.
Yeah.
Nice one, nice one.
Yeah, I believe it is Psionic Blow, who are the two people going.
Yeah.
Ooh, that'll be interesting. Psionic 58, which I believe, yeah, definitely top 10. I forget where exactly. I can check right now. And then Blow with a 101. So it's not the biggest difference. I think it'll still be a fairly close match. How big is the lead for SM64? Like who ended up on top?
Wilco has about a minute 40 lead,
Oh, okay.
I believe. So
Yeah,
big,
since they-
but not too big.
Yeah. So I think if both SMO players play pretty well compared to their PBs, then I think we'll be going into SMS at roughly the same time.
Yeah. As long as Dide comes back from his nap or whatever.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah,
I'm
Psionic
gonna-
5840, 5th place. And Blow is... I'm just going to search directly because that's easiest. 101.22, 47th. So both top players. Yeah. Hopefully we do have these streams coming up. I think.
Yeah, we were having a lot of problems with latency and freezing during the first race. I'm not sure if that's on the I'm not sure if that's a fault on the streamers or on the restreaming.
Alright.
But it might be a bit. I'm saying it is the restreamer. So yeah, it could be a bit before we get their streams up.
Alright.
Do we know who's responsible for the restream?
I think
Mine,
it's
I think.
Mind of Me, the mod in chat. I'm just guessing because they said oops, but not sure.
Oh,
Yeah,
probably yeah, because of hosting the voice call as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Check the race channel. I believe we're doing SMO before SMS because of a few issues.
Yeah, we are. So
Hopefully that doesn't mess up too much.
it looks like we have SMS
Awesome is
up.
making me laugh. Hey, Awesome. Jesus. This is the thing. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I'll just take a look at Dump Dome's stream, but it's about 50 seconds ahead, so you can't reliably commentate it. but I can get spoilers and confirm that he did in fact finish. Let's go.
Awesome. Let's go.
Amazing.
No, that's not in the day.
Wait a second.
Yeah, the names will have to get changed, but I think it should be SMO still, as far as we understand.
Yeah, guess we introducing Mario Kart Wii to Relay.
Yeah, just adding.
Oh, did they hosting Jake?
Fantastic. Yes, we're gonna be doing I think 48 tracks is a category, and I don't know anything about Mario Kart. We're just gonna throw that on to the end. Yeah, looks like we're getting both feeds up. Yeah, so we will be missing a bit of the early game, which should be fine. Not much goes on in early game other than, I guess, DSTA, which I believe both runners would get.
Yeah, I haven't watched too much SMO. I learned the category a little bit ago and done a couple runs for fun, but I don't know much about it at the top level like these runners.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying the memes about the accidental host. Jekyll is the person who Dide was hosting is someone who was really vocal about the whole timing method debate that you guys might know about in SMS. He
You mean
just
the
really
hacked
went
file
in.
thing?
Yeah, hacked file. We owe it to Jekyll. We really do. But as soon as he got his way, which is good, it was the right decision. He just disappeared and didn't touch the game ever again.
That's pretty funny. Yeah, the hack file seems pretty nice. Like if I ever ran SMS, I would definitely use it.
Oh, we do have Simply versus Flipblow.
Let's
I
go.
don't know how well this race will go. But
Simply. Oh no, Nick is on an alt. It says in the channel it's Pissnick.
Yeah, it's Pissnick.
Looks like Bliplow's already in Sand Kingdom.
Yeah, past DSTA and 922. Yeah, he got it.
Nice.
He's a chuckster. Let's go.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, he was saying in a chat that he wanted to add something to the overlay, but he didn't realize that it would be cropped. So yeah, but obviously before cropping. There you go. But yeah, just on Cactus, not too much left in Sand, so I can talk about Lake. I believe Bliplow will be doing Lake Clip, where you can clip out of bounds and get 2 fast moons that you shouldn't be able to get at the time. So you have saves 8 seconds, I think. 8 seconds if done perfectly, I'm pretty sure. So we'll see. Also going single spin throw, that should be fine. Oh. Missing it out there, but that's fine. 10-0. Yeah. 10-07 warp. Yeah, I think that's pretty good for Bliplow. I can check exits actually. Yeah, that's pretty good. Not too far off.
We got Nick streams up.
Alright.
Looks like you already made a good amount of time off of where Dimmadome left him.
Yeah. Yeah, very good starts, I believe. I think, yeah, Psionic I don't think will be the happiest, especially looking at the delta there. But both going into Lake at roughly the same time, so that's what you like to see.
Yeah, because I think Team W or NWB had the lead by about a minute 40 after SM64.
Yep. Yeah, Liplo, I believe. Yeah, late clip. I'm pretty sure. Oh, it's frozen right before. Damn. No. All right, well, yes, Ionic will
very
be doing
tight
late
at
clip.
the freeze.
Ooh, looks pretty clean from Nick.
Yeah, that's perfect. I am noticing his coin count's a bit dodgy. You want to be at like 100 here, or at the, like 98, because there are 2 in Wooded that you can get because you need 100 before shop. 96, that might be interesting. I assume he has something figured out. Yeah, taking a water bonk there, those are like the longest. You're just kind of left there for a few seconds, can't really do anything about it.
Yeah, I have noticed SMO is pretty annoying bonks that kind of leaves you impaired for quite a bit.
Yeah, Liplo cutting back here. Based on this, I assume his leg clip went well. So that's good. And yeah, Liplo's more than enough coins. I did just remember that coin ring existed there, so Psionic will be fine. I completely forgot about that. Oh, even getting a few extra there. I don't think he needed to do that, but wanted to just be safe. 103, that's more than enough. And yeah, both just warping out. And we'll be heading to Wooded. Liplo heading into Wooded, both runners, and I believe we'll both see them doing the most optimal route, which is tree route. Yeah, tree route. I thought there was something else, but no, there isn't. Yeah, so tree route in combination with nut clip saves a fair amount, assuming everything goes well. But it can be a bit interesting if it doesn't.
Yeah, it's cool to see. It's just cool to see that in SMO there are a lot of different routes for a lot of different levels of skill that you can do.
Yeah. There's a lot of, oh, I can't do this specific movement fast enough, so I'm going to do this instead. That type of stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, both turning their camera up here so you can spawn the uproot faster. And I think both, yeah, Bliplo did it fine and Psionic. Yeah, Psionic's perfectly fine as well. Looks good from Bliplo. Yeah, just fine. Yeah, Psionic has got it as well. Bliplo turning camera up, just wanted to be a bit safe. That's a little low, but should be fine. Oh, just barely isn't clicking back in bounds. That's not the worst, though. Got the out of bounds moon. It's like the only thing that you have to really get from that. You can do this backup. But that's unfortunate. Yeah, that's a Psionic taking the lead.
So how much time does that lose, do you think?
10, 15. Oh,
Okay.
Ramp being a bit annoying here. Yeah, that's fine. You hate to see that, but of course, if you get that rock moon there, you can get everything else inbounds. The nut clip basically just used to get that moon, and then ideally you just get back into the inbound space. But Bliplo entered at not where you want to from out of
Gotcha.
bounds. That's not the worst case scenario. If you don't make it back inbounds at all and you just continue falling, you'll land in the deep woods and then you lose a couple minutes easily because you can't
Yeah.
warp out of there. Yeah, we'll see Psionic. Oh, almost took a fall there. Going for Tree Route FRS. Should be fine. Yeah, all I do is skip that Piranha Plant.
Nice.
Bit of dodgy movement there from Psionic, but if it works, it works. And yeah, you're near the tower. Get the 2 moons in the tower, and then we just skip the Spewart fight because we skipped the Piranha, so we can't do Spewart. So yeah. Jumping down, jump, miss, done. Lost a bit of momentum there, but it's doing fine, yeah. Easy. Bad roll angle, that's unfortunate, but the biggest time loss. Is that a second, maybe? Oh, that's gonna cost a lot, yeah. Messing up there, might miss the cycle entirely. We'll see it. Actually, that was pretty fast. I think the cycle was still maybe? Nope. Yeah, that's unfortunate. You have to play this room pretty well to get through that without getting hit.
How much time did the cycle miss for that?
For Psionic, I want to say it was only like 2, 3.
Okay.
Because yeah, you can do the damage boost and then just get up, and that backup was really well done.
Gotcha. So he's already making up his lead, or making up a lead from the deficit given to him.
Yeah. Yeah, but we also had to take the damage boost on the cycle, which is unfortunate to see.
Hmm.
Yeah, I didn't catch Psionic's exit, but Bliplo getting 19. Might have even been a 1918, actually. I didn't check so 1918, 1833. So about 45 second, yeah.
Nice.
It's a pretty good lead. I think, yeah, because I don't know much about the Sunshine Runners. I do know Nindide's world record holder.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Nindide is kind of on a different level than any other runner.
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly who's going against, but
yeah.
I think they have a PB that might be like a 117, 118.
Yeah, I think I'd expect Nindide to be quite
Yeah.
Wait,
Sonic
actually,
will
would
be
I?
the-
Because people make mistakes in races, go for safer strats. It might be more like 4 minutes. Sorry.
Yeah, so Team Doug Dimmadome. Love it. Psionic's gonna need to get them a fair amount of lead in this SMO race to have a shot. Psionic is the better player, but it's not a crazy amount. So it's just Psionic has to play well, and that's not playing well. Oh no. Rushed that, and unfortunately taking a bonk because of it. Yeah, now Psionic's lead even less. Going for it again. Able to get it though. Yeah, Bliplo just opted for the Capricorn, and able to make it cleanly. So yeah, as I was saying, Psionic needs to get a fair amount of time save over Bliplo here, and Bliplo needs to mess up so that 4-minute gap starts to rear its head. Yeah, both being in this kingdom and not too far apart, actually, it's going to mostly come down to the mid and late game. Going for reverse torpedo. Ooh. Looks like it worked. Also, cage triple. Not the worst in the world. No bonks, no problem. Oh! That's accidentally getting a spin throw instead of an up throw. That's motion controls for you.
Yeah. I've done a couple runs, and motion controls are very, very hard to get used to.
Yeah. Not the worst though, you are going to the Odyssey anyway. It's only a few seconds. Because the only reason that's slow is because death animations take forever.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so wait, 22, 24 disables. What's getting like a 23, 102? Wait, no, this is this one. 4. Close enough. So yeah, 30, 40 seconds, I think, assuming I remembered what I said. So, there's still a lead in the SMO area, but in terms of the grand scale of the race, it's pretty close to it, I think. Team Doug Dimmadome once. Oh, Psionic, going for the momentum carry. Able to demonstrate it there, though. I don't know, will we go for it again? We will, and able to get a second try. We'll just go the standard way. Yep. I don't know if say it's like a second, maybe. It's super slow. Sonic entering the go-over fight. Should hopefully be an easy 2 cycling unless things go wrong. It's hard to do. Hopefully getting a much nicer first phase.
For those that don't know, Samler, in the day we couldn't find it in the day, so we're just gonna do SMO right now, and hopefully we'll be able to grab him once SMO is over.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like Sonic did end up getting 2 cycle based on just exiting quickly, which is good. Yeah, will blow as well. It's usually a standard to get 2 cycle, but sometimes things can just go to hell. And it's unfortunate when that happens.
How much does each cycle cost?
30 seconds.
So that's a pretty big time loss.
Yeah. Generally, I don't think I've seen anyone go above 3 in a speedrun of any sorts.
Gotcha.
Because 2 is the standard. Usually you can hit most of them, or ideally all of them, but if you miss a few, then you can just get them in the 3rd. And yeah, we are currently freeze-framed in Psionic's scooter clip, which, nicely done. It was a drive-by, which is always good to see. Oh, capturing that a bit too early. I don't even know if that'll capture. I don't think it will. Yeah. Unfortunate time loss there, but... Nope. Taking a bonk. Yep, setting that back up. Oh, that's some rough movement there. Quite easy. And we do see Blip Lows taking a little extra time to set up, making sure it's just right. Single spin push should be good. Good ball building from us. It's always good when the room goes well. Well, I think that'll be fine. Yeah. Nice hit. Pretty good climb, that thing, all the edges there can just kind of screw you over sometimes. And Psionic learning the ability of teleportation. It's quite impressive. And able to get into people's room.
Just a quick splice.
Yeah. Just throw it in there. Yeah, and just gonna barely miss the sub 30 Metro exit. So I want to say it's 100, 100, 101 pace. Okay. Well, no, Psionic's BPT is 59.26, so.
Gotcha. Metro's about like halfway through, right?
Yeah. It's the halfway point, basically. What happened there? Maybe it was the first frame. That was really weird. Just didn't get a cat bounce, so that's gonna lose a bit. Accidental spin. Bit raw. Able to make it work though. Diplomacy null cancel there. It's not as bad. And yeah, both runners, as expected, gonna go for Snowdram. I'm curious if Psionic would go for ICC. I think yeah, that's probably what it's called. Because I know he's done like ILs with it. I don't know if we'll see it in a run. Oh, and no, Psionic will not, I'm stupid. Psionic will not be going for it because you need to do shop first. And he did not do shop first, which probably a smarter choice in a race. It can be a pretty hard trick to save time with. And yeah, both going to Snowdram, which hopefully will go well for both of them. Missing it can be a frustrating time loss. I want to say it's 10 seconds per miss.
If you miss it, you just die and then respawn back in the Odyssey.
You fall all the way down and you have to warp back.
Ah, okay.
So even worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll blow going for it. Oh, bonking on his way up there. It's quite an unfortunate mistake. Bonking again. Oh no. And yeah, Psionic looks like he got it. And Blow just having a rough time getting up here. Going for a fast setup. Should be fine. Gotta splice it in real quick. Looks like he got it. Alright, so yeah. Blow heading to Seaside. Psionic having a scarily long moon animation here. I don't know. Might have a different game.
There we go.
There it is. Nice. Chill on the Seaside. Seaside, once you get into swimming, it's more just about not blocking, not taking damage. Other than that, you're just kind of moving. pretty relaxing until you get to lunch, and where I'm curious. I don't know if Psionic does. I'd assume Psionic does Spiritless in attempts. I'm interested to see if we'll see it here, because it's a very difficult route, but it can save a few seconds. We will see. Sonic heading to Mansion. Looks like a good start. C is going for it. Okay. Duck. Looks good. Yeah. Able to make it. Bit of damage there. That's not the end of the world. I just have to play the rest of it out. I don't know if they'll a bit off on the spot you generally want to stand, but still able to get it. So that's good. Yeah, we do see the fighting spirit taking the more traditional route.
You said it only loses a couple seconds.
Yeah, it's not the biggest deal.
Gotcha.
Initially, it still seemed like it saves a lot because you know these spirits are fairly slow moving, but then you miss out on 4 others. It's just trying to get 4 extra.
Yeah.
Oh, taking a bunch of corks. That's... I would not go for that back up. Yeah. Just drop all the way back there. This one can be a bit annoying with that. Alright, yeah, we'll get back on him. Yeah, we'll get back on him. Oh, missing the roll there. Going out with 2 HP can be a bit difficult. Yeah, and that's a death. That's unfortunate. It's a hard jump. I'm gonna be taking time to set up. Oh, missing it again. That's good. It's unfortunate death as you have Blip Blow catching you up. Might even be ahead. And the Moon Psionic has weapons that are very fast. We'll see. Oh, don't want to purchase a cat. Yeah. Purchasing the hat there would have actually been really costly, because he wouldn't have had enough coins. That would have been a disaster. And now we get to the fairly difficult part of the entire spiritless route. Strip across here can be a bit tricky. Should be good. Oh, I just like that a lot. No, it will make it work. Okay. Yeah, that was really clean. Yeah, I think... I don't know who's gonna be happy. Psionic had some parts that played well, but other parts just unfortunately making a few mistakes, and I don't think Blip Blow, other than Spiny, playing pretty solidly. Actually, Psionic will still have a little bit of a lead. Blip Blow still has to watch the multi-boss. Both players entering Ruin at the same time, so unfortunately there's not much to do or talk about. Since I trust neither of the runners will die. Yeah, Blip Blow right next to Psionic almost. Just a little bit behind. So I think that'll be really good for SMS, for when we get to SMS. They need to check the I am worried for Sandbox because obviously Ninja Day is Ninja Day, so we get to the SMS portion as ways we can have a chance.
Yeah.
We still have RBM.
And it looks like we haven't found Dide yet, so it could be a problem.
Not good.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't said anything in the Discord yet. So you hate to be eliminated due to that. Especially when you're the top seed by multiple minutes.
Yeah. The team to root for.
Yeah.
Yeah, top players from basically every game. Nice. There's is saying like Dide is aware, I guess, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I think he's left him unseen.
Oh.
Finding Dide, the extreme version of Where's Waldo?
Oh god.
Dope. Said that just now.
Yeah. So he opened and saw Doja's DM, but hasn't responded. It's interesting.
Yeah, we've been active on Discord.
Yeah.
Doge's put in so much effort. I'm now a Doge fan.
Yeah, Doja's OP.
Nothing too crazy going on at the start of Bowser's except for that. Okay. That was an interesting Monkey a little bit here. It was a very mixed island. Really good start. Had a bit of trouble getting to the next. Very big dive from Warlock. So he's just gonna go right off the edge there. I believe we will see some of the more modern shards strats. Yeah, I can't quite remember the name of this. It's probably something like new shards. It's fine so far. Obviously, this is really good. And we get it done. Excellent. Very good signal from Simon. Yep, a blow. More normal approach. Oh. On Bowser Jam. Hate to see that. Again, I think that's... Yeah, that should be fine. But we're also setting it up, but I think... Yeah, that should be perfectly fine. Curious what's going on next piece is. Oh no, that's an unfortunate mistake. This is not. Gotta run around trying to chopper. You hate to see that. That's one of the worst mistakes you can make in that fight. yeah, Blipple and Sonic are actually fairly close now. Wow. Sonic from the first-person Harriet Strats. Blipple also as well. I did not realize Blipple had added this to his arsenal. Strategies. That's okay with you. For a few seconds. Alright, minutes didn't quite go as planned. Had to wait a few more cycles there. Or had to wait a few more steps before getting the clean sweep. Yeah, so this is pretty close. I think closer than Team Doug wanted. Assuming we're able to get into today here. Box movement. We'll be flying up to the neck fight. I believe both players will go for more or less. Oh, well, no. Sonic will probably go for chocolate required. I don't know what it does. Let's see, crazier than that. Oh, Bliplo! Freeze frame right above death. I don't know if he made it. We'll find out in the next episode. Meanwhile, Sonic heading into the next fight. First bubble. Oh, that bonk. That might screw things up. Lost a little time to that, but still really hit it. Oh, Blipple actually messed up the initial mech fun. Oh no, this could be a bit annoying to back up. I don't know if that angle will work. Oh no. Blipple feeling annoyed by this mech. Psionic, perfect mech. That's gonna give a fair lead to Team Doug. And ultimately to the SMR race. That's just unfortunate. If your camera just messes up there, you're just screwed. Yeah, that's really unfortunate to see. So I think Psionic will be able to roll this race ahead, but not by much. Definitely not out of the woods yet for Team Doug.
Yeah, I mean,
target acquired though.
As long as we can find in today, and barring any huge mistakes in the ending for Nick and Bliplo, and then in Sunshine, I don't see how in today takes the win or doesn't take the win.
Yeah. An interesting race from both runners, I believe. Yeah, Psionic's BPT is a 10058. I don't see him getting that unless he has a really, really good moon. Just casually pulls it out right now. And Blipple, I think, is on 102, 103 phases. Close to 102. Something like that. Psionic heading into Moon. Wonder how many strats we're going to see pulled out from Psionic here. When Wall Jump Moon Skip can save a tiny bit of time, but it is also very flashy. Missing the top of the head just a little bit. Will we see it? We will. Able to get it. Having to do a side flip there, but that no problem. Very nicely done from Sonic.
So Doge said that if Blip enters escape before Dide shows up, then Despin will sub in. I'm not sure what Despin's PB is.
Neither am I.
Despin is a low 116, I think. You should be about 200.
Okay.
Interesting, okay.
And then what's Seti's PB again?
So yeah, Seti is 118. 46, yep, and Despin is 116, 22.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, big close. We'll see.
Yeah. Nice one.
Close that gap a little bit.
Yeah, 2-minute difference is still pretty big, but they are starting off with the lead, so hopefully you can carry that.
There's fortunately a huge amount of orange.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. We absolutely live for the orange. Despondent has a 116 rating. Nice autocorrect.
Despondent. Oh my god. That's amazing. Yeah, knowing it through the just woke up, so that's a lot of correct. Oh, Bliplo messing up fast hats. That's gonna cost a lot. Oh, it was only second phase. That's not the end of the world. Will we see he could. I don't know if he wants to try and throw the entire game like that. He could. He is not. Okay. I almost said no. Yeah. Taking the much safer approach. Good 2D section. That is. Yeah, 2DS did not say that much. 2D section. Escape, so that's what we'll do. Things will get interesting. Sonic, I don't think they'll want to allow this based on the color entry. Barely hello. Very good code. Just gonna barely miss one. Oh, actually,
Not a bad time at all from Sonic.
yeah. Yeah, 101 flat. Yeah. Looks like we'll be getting to 102. And yeah, as we get Ooh. Apparently Dide responded, but I think it's already a bit too late, so we will be seeing it Despin instead.
That's a rip.
Yeah, he responded just as you guys finished.
Oh god.
Oh no. Blow. Breaking the rock. Just barely a 2x, I think.
Yeah, precisely when Bliplow finished.
And we have the purple screen of death.
Love to see it.
Yeah.
1 or 2
Yeah, I wasn't chatting too much because I don't watch SMO because of spoilers for casual gameplay.
Oh my
But
god.
I hope it was
That's
a great
fair.
race. Yeah, it
Makes
must have been a
sense.
few years. I have it. I still have the box. It's waiting for me in my cupboard.
That's amazing. Yeah, Bliplow. I think Bliplow's pretty happy with that race time, to be honest. Only a minute off PB. Which is not that bad.
No, yeah, he definitely did what he could.
Yeah.
What was the difference between when they finished in the restream?
About
Oh.
2:30. No, 1:30. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I think
1:30.
yeah, Cynic got a 101 flat.
Yeah. Okay. Sick. That's super close. Yeah. If Nick is ahead, we'll see
Yeah.
Steady with a slightly slower PB. So 1.5 minutes ahead, and the PB difference I said was 2:20, I think. So you have those 50
Okay.
seconds of pretty much
RNG.
pretty
Potentially.
much. Thinking of replacing SMS any percent with, pre-approved movement ILs only in a sequence so that there's no RNG.
Yes. Just go in order of all the ILs that don't have any RNG and just follow that order the entire time.
Mm.
It looks like we have Desmond, but Seti still has the purple screen.
Yeah. Said the stream might have to get refreshed a few times.
Mm.
Despin is just going to be in, the first few cutscenes. It's not a big deal, actually. For SMS, particularly, the first shine's not very important. So
We're not missing.
we have
we're not
those
missing
entire
much.
6 minutes to set up, yeah.
Yeah. Furiously refreshing. Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah. But yeah, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, Dide is also, I think, possibly going to start, but on hacked file, so he might save the 5 minutes and be synchronized to take over.
Yeah, just be
It
synced.
could happen.
I mean, it would work.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
also
it's
said they
just
could
a-
go by just in-game time instead.
Yeah, I think that's
They
what's
just added on.
been happening anyway. We'll see though.
Yeah, I suppose. I'll probably just commentate whoever's ahead, or just mention a few cool shines that Dide does, or Bespin.
Alright, gameplay's done for the next few minutes. Excellent.
Watching is done for the next few minutes. It's like between the purple screen and the cutscene.
Yeah. Wait, I just noticed the Japanese version of the game has English speak. Why? I just noticed that. That's what? Okay.
Yeah, I guess they just didn't want to waste money on voice talent or whatever. But
guess.
even despite that, they had to re-record the cutscenes because in the original, like, they pronounced shine shrine among other things. It was probably like Japanese voice actors or something. So they didn't actually manage to save the money, I guess, on
I thought it would just be like 64, where it either has no voice acting or it actually got Japanese voices.
Yeah, they try to, I guess, step it up a little bit. The improvements are like, I guess, graphically pretty solid, and you have the water, which is still kind of holds its own even in this year.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like SMS still like SM64. The level design is a bit dated, you know, compared to
Yeah.
the kinds of stuff you see in Galaxy and Odyssey. Some of the levels are just very basic.
Mhm.
Only one cast of VAs, yeah.
Overruled. I judge the defendant guilty as charged. I hereby order the defendant to clean this entire island until
So yeah, pretty much the opening, I guess, we will expect to see is unlocking levels. There's a completely fixed order of worlds, you know, and that people will tackle. Bianco is going to be visited twice, but all of the others are just visited once, and you go in a kind of spiral to get sort of from the outside inwards. And mostly, it's a question of dealing with the 3-second cutscenes that appear at the beginning of every level. Of every load into the plaza, into the hub world. So those cutscenes, they appear at particular times depending on how many shines you have, and you have to resolve them. So you have to like go and unlock Gelato if it starts at 3 minutes in. So I got a bit distracted because the restream went down in the voice call.
Yeah.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Think we're back. The draw queue underflow error. Uh-oh.
That doesn't sound good.
Can you guys see the stream up on the
No, it
No,
crashed as
it's
well.
just the
I'm gonna check Twitch at least.
Twitch is just
Um,
blank.
Yeah.
For real. Oh no.
Yeah, this does not look very good.
Hmm.
Look at that.
Despin, you should focus on your own game looking at the stream. No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
Just splice while you can, man.
VB audio cable, I use that stuff. It's great. And it works. Oh yeah, fair enough. You're still in cutscenes, aren't you? Yeah, so those 3-second cutscenes that start, you know, before every Delfino loads that you have. So I gave the example of the gelato cutscene comes in after 5 shines, the gelato unlock. And so you have to go and unlock gelato, or else every time you go back into the hub world after a level, you'll get the 3-second cutscene again. And so the first half of the game you're optimizing for those, but then the second half of the run you no longer need to, because you're always going to get cutscenes for Noki Bay until you enter Corona, and it's way too slow to enter Corona. Just so you can not have the cutscenes, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So people have a few different routes for the second half of the game, but they're not like very popular. So I think we'll probably see everyone doing the same routes.
Yeah.
All right. Bianco 2 on Sedi's screen. Tons of RNG here from where the spider is. The spider can be literally anywhere in this massive pond, and you can see Sedi has to take his time to get it to come to him, because it does come towards you, which is nice. And that messes you up for where you are on the cycle for the windmill, so Sedi was really late here. So he would have saved time if he had done the normal strat instead of the try-hard strat, but don't tell him that. Yeah, that strat the hard strat only saves time if you're early on the cycle. But it looks cool. We saw a little Y turn. You know, you can redirect your momentum in mid-air in SMS, which I think is really cool. It's not essential to the movement, but in loads of places you see it. It's really cool. Are they, do we think they're synced up now?
I would say so, except the timer should be 1:30 difference, and it's only like 50 seconds. So that is a little confusing.
I gotta do quick math.
Unless
Okay,
one of them
so
started a little late.
Despin on the right is, I think, 50 seconds behind.
Yeah, roughly.
this. Yeah, okay. I'll try to get my mind around that. Yeah, the PT fight's not terribly interesting. You fill him up with water by getting your nozzle close to his mouth. And then doing a spam spray. So you can spray like 100 particles of water by doing a backflip in midair, which is a bit of a strange thing. Like you can backflip normally and there's just this like burst of water that comes out. But if you just do that while you're in midair, you don't get the backflip, but you still get the burst of water. And it cleans, it just, anywhere you need lots of water, like if you have tons of goop, it just gets rid of all of it for you. It's the optimal way to clean things and also the optimal way to fill PT up. Bianca 3. Pretty straightforward level, but the movement is quite sus. It's all about preserving your speed, you know, getting jumps on the first frame. The spin jump is actually very difficult to line up on the pole because you're kind of coming at it at an acute angle. And I wonder what Strat said he does in the secret. There's a tryhard Strat, saves 0.3. He's not going for it, which is wise. There's no reason you would do that.
Yeah, 0.3 does not sound like much.
Yeah. In the IL, pretty, you know, most of the time difference is made by the timing of the dives and the rollouts. You know, press B to dive, press A to roll out. Is in for flat lands without if you don't have flood because you're in a secret. That's the fastest movement option. I feel like my commentary might end up being about movement specifics because I specialize more in the ILs of this game than the any%. Sedby is so he got an event cutscene for Rico unlocked, so he has to unlock Rico even though he's not going to do it anytime soon. But a nice thing you can do is you can enter Bianco while unlocking Rico because it's just about close enough. And because that was the next thing that he was going to do anyway, or Bianco is kind of, well, I guess that's what makes it faster, partly. Re-entering Bianco because you can just do that and you can skip the entire cutscene of the plant unlock.
Yep.
That's what we would see. So he's doing it now, and you can just see the cutscene start. Yeah, we just about saw it, but he's entered Bianco, which is cool.
The game kind of freaks out, but...
Bianco 4, the next level said he's about to do is the classic, have you practiced your movement for the day? Do this level. So you'll see all sorts of good flood movement here. Preserve speed to get a really fast spin jump is the fastest way to deal with this section, by sliding off an edge and then just hovering just for a split second. And here he's about to do a momentum spin. For some reason in this game, you get a lot of speed if you roll out up a slope. And you don't even see it, because as soon as he's rolled out, he jumps. And the height and the speed of your jump, if you do a spin jump like this, is correlated with the amount of speed you had going into it. And so if you can sprint up a slope and then do a spin jump, you get a ton of speed, and that's the momentum spin strat, which is used twice in that level. So we'll get to see Despin do it again, actually. Because I think, yeah, it's not worth talking about the level after this one, so hopefully we'll see Despin do it. Hopefully. The stream, please. It's fine. Well, we'll get to, he's probably not even going to go for the spin jump. Oh, he might. That doesn't matter, it would have frozen anyway. Cool piece of movement in Bianca 5 as well. We just did a little Y turn to kind of redirect midair to get on the rope, which it's not the fastest strat anymore. There's a strat that saves half a second on it, but it's pretty inconsistent for most people. I think it takes a ton of awareness, because in this game, the game engine works on quarter frames, right? And so there's a bit of inconsistency because you only ever see a single frame. You only ever see every fourth quarter frame, and you can only ever input on every fourth quarter frame. So there's a bit of inconsistency on the speed you get of every like double jump and triple jump, and so for the fast strat you have to be able to react to that, and so people often just don't go for it because it's quite hard. You literally have to slow down if you get the first like quarter frame triple jump or whatever. But now they are both going to be doing the PT fight, the second one, which is one of the biggest RNG sections. Nothing to really say about this. Well, there's a the amount of patterns he can do. You can see him just moving, and the runners are watching to figure out where he's going to go. He's basically traversing a graph, or like a kind of network of nodes, and he stops at 3 of them. And so there are 774 patterns spanning 60 seconds of RNG time loss. But fortunately, the distribution is quite balanced towards getting a quick time. Most of the patterns are quite short, which makes sense because the probabilities are equal at each node for or like almost equal for going a particular way, and so the longest patterns visit the most nodes, and so they get more and more improbable. Yeah, I can't even. I guess I haven't really been paying attention to what patterns they've been getting. I'll just see at the end. So I think said he's just about finished. So he's about to grab the shine at 16:49 or 16:50 even. So we'll see when Despin grabs it and we'll be able to tell how he's doing. But the strats for filling up PT are exactly the same as in the previous PT level.
Oh, actually, I missed a little bit of
that. I'd have guessed they're like tied, I think. He's gonna grab it about 16:50. Whilst Teddy is busy unlocking Gelato. Gelato. The worst world if you're not doing Gelato Beach Skip, which we can fortunately do. Oh, that's been 6 seconds ahead. Yeah, so instead of doing levels 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, because in every world you need to finish the 7th shine in order to unlock the final boss. That's the criterion, right? Every world, 7th shine. So instead of doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, we're going to do 8 and then 7. And so we're going to break into shine 8. The clip is pretty self-explanatory. So breaking into shine 8 from shine 1, so he's going to enter the first level because you have no other options. In SM64, there's like a lot more creativity you can have. You can enter, different shines and grab different stars. Or sorry, enter different stars and grab other ones.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But in SMS, it's so rare. It's pretty much just these skips.
Yeah, if we can do it, you do the skip for it.
Yeah, in SM64, the order of what you get the stars doesn't really matter at all, usually. Like, sometimes you have to do 1 star to spawn something when you enter again, but only a few times.
Yeah. So he's just grabbed the shine in the blender, clipped into the roof by getting pushed by the coconut. Because like fruit in this game are very tanky. They just push you everywhere. It's really weird. So many fruit clips.
Mario's pretty light, so they can just push him easily.
Yeah, he bonks on all the fruits as well. I wonder what Strat said he's going to do for the Gelato 7. Probably, because he's not Dide, he probably won't do the quick kill. Yeah, this looks like the normal Strat. He's taking a wide line. Both of them doing the roof throw Strat for Gelato Beach Skip, which is a fairly new Strat. Most older runners still stick with backflip. A different Strat, you'll see people just backflip on the roof and then clip in. Backflip saves about 0.7, I want to say. It's not a huge saving, but you risk, if you miss it, the coconut falls in the water and you lose about 15 seconds more than you otherwise would have. So it's like not worth it for anyone, except, if you can't be bothered to relearn strats.
Yeah.
People, it's easy to forget that you actually have to relearn strats. You can't just always be doing the optimal ones if you've been running the game for years and years. Quick kill? No. I wanted to see the quick kill because I love it, but the normal kills for Shadow Marios are not terribly interesting, I think, but the quick kills are just too inconsistent.
Oh no, the purple screen of death. Oh god.
Yeah. So I think if you watch Dide's GDQ run, he went for all the quick kills because he was showing them off. He doesn't go for all of them in his normal runs, but he does go for about half of them, I think. And he got pretty much every single one except the Sirena one, I think. So it's pretty cool for a showcase. So we missed the entry from Gelato to Pianta, but it's the coolest piece of movement in Delfino, so we'll definitely see if Sedi can replay it. But yeah, Pianta's a really weird world. This level, as well as Pianta 4, so 1 and 4, you have to deal with patterns in which direction these chomps decide to go in. And 4 just has 3 fixed patterns, but this level has like about 60 of them, depending on just all the permutations, because the chomp can just decide to turn or not. But there is one that is more popular than the others, and so far Despin has it, and yeah, this is the one that comes up most often. And traditionally this is referred to as the perfect RNG one. But in ILs there is a faster one, but the amount of risk that there is when you go for it, if you get a wrong pattern on one of the other chomps, makes it not worth for most people, but some people do go for it. You basically switch the order, you do the first and the second chomp in. It's called Forgotten Strat. Because it was kind of discovered by a Japanese runner. Probably a Japanese runner, if it's been forgotten. There's this kind of gulf between English speaking and Japanese runners in SMS. The communication isn't that great, you know. It's hard to kind of sometimes get strats across, but
yeah,
at least some of the prominent Japanese TASers always post things on Twitter. Yeah, Piantissimo is an auto-scroller. People often use it to practice their movement for the following level, which is a bit of a disgrace of a level. Despin got the water slide there. Despin is basically doing something similar to an IL movement. Well, he slowed it down towards the end, but the first half. The IL in this level is pretty weird. There's a kind of mechanic in the game that if you slide against the wall, you can, with a particular angle, you can not lose speed, but you get pushed by the wall. And so as soon as you get past the wall you get pushed out somehow. And so sometimes you have this like line between two walls that you wouldn't be able to make it if physics worked as you expected it, but because you get pushed out as you're grinding along the wall, you can just kind of turn around it, and there's kind of a little detail in this game that's a bit weird. But yeah, the famous damage boost here, I think people know about this one. There's one specific movement, no one knows why, but it's faster for getting the damage boost. The thing hits you faster. Despin didn't go for it though, he went for a more traditional movement. But yeah, this is, it's just a really nice piece of movement. You hit neutral on the stick a lot, you know. You get carried by momentum, jump over the walls just the right amount. Side flips are very, very precise and difficult in this game as well. Because if you hit them early, you cancel the side flip, you just turn around, which nobody wants. But it's interesting, at every level, this level, you can just fail the damage boost, because it's kind of still fuel-based. You can't really not make it fuel-based, or at least there's not a good way of it that I know of. And so at every level, people are just dying to Pianta 3 every now and again. You just gotta hope. So this is the medium pattern for Pianta 4. Also, I think the easiest pattern. I'm not sure actually. It depends on the movement you do at the end. You grab the chain and you keep mashing L which centers the camera, and that just pushes it for some reason. I'm not sure why. Makes it a bit faster. Despin doing, yeah, the easy movement here. You have so much time. The chomp is on its way in, and so all you have to do is push it in, and there it goes. And you just see him in the cutscene arrive right in front of the chomp. You have, I want to say, 4 or 5-ish frames to input a jump dive there. Just as, because Mario takes his time, he falls on his ass when you drop the chain. So you can buffer a spin during that time. And then just do a jump dive and the spin comes out as soon as you're able to do it. And so you just have that small frame window there. It's kind of the fundamental piece of tech in this game, buffering spins. Because pretty much, if the game detects that you've inputted left, right, up and down within the previous 10 frames, if you press A, you get a spin jump. And so even if you're not actionable, you can just do the spin. And you can get a spin without actually moving, you know, because you were stuck in a cutscene or falling down, or just midair. If you're midair, you can do a spin. And that gives you so much control, so it's a fundamental aspect of the movement in the game. Yoshi Skip here. We just clip in. Easy. Don't need to dissolve that goop. It's called Yoshi Skip because that goop, usually you need Yoshi to deal with it. But we don't unlock Yoshi until, well, ages from now. Yeah, the chucksters are kind of awful. This level is actually extremely deep, but no one really wants to hear about it. I feel like it's just terrible because no matter how deep it is, it's still RNG if you get the early cycle at the top or not, which saves 20 seconds.
Yep.
I think with the latest movement tech, the probability is getting close to 40% of getting early cycle. When it was first found, it was more like 20 though, so it's definitely been a huge improvement. Just things like when you talk to chucksters and... Ah, so he missed the early cycle, I should point out. That's why he's waiting 20 seconds. But it's things like, you know, the chuckster throws you in the direction he's facing behind you. You can mash Y to enter first person, which lets you redirect it 180 degrees, but other than that, you don't really have control. So you have to talk to the chuckster from the right angle, and the chuckster's text box is on a fixed timer. So if you talk to the chuckster from behind and the chuckster is still turning when the text box goes off, he just throws you at a side angle and you die.
Oh, no.
So these kinds of things, yeah, you got to watch out for. Like the strats for getting early cycle, one of them relies on one of the like options, depending on what RNG you get, relies on the chuckster talking to the chuckster from behind, and that only works on Japanese because the text box is slow enough for him to turn around properly.
Wow.
It's a really, really minor version difference. Yeah, this level is pretty cool, but it has all of the spraying in this game has a little bit of RNG into it, and you can kind of ride it and adapt to it, but unfortunately, particularly if you're doing an IL, it's quite painful. It kind of relies on unlocking the Piantas early. So in this case, he missed the unlock, and so he's lost 4 seconds waiting for that Pianta, for example. But he got all the other ones, I think. All the other early unlocks. Top level players looking for a 215 in this level. Despin's probably looking for a 210, so is a Ropey Pianta 6. Well, Despin's probably more like 212, he's pretty good. 116. But yeah, this level you guys should check out. The average tray world record history on it is pretty cool. He made the world record history for an individual level. And it's every bit as good as his any percent and 121s, so it's definitely well worth looking into. Your gold's a 214, okay. I'm wondering what you would expect Despin to get, like in a good run, so my guess was a 212, but could be a bit off. You'll kill me over that 1 second difference. This level has a very simple normal strat. Jumps, spray him, and he doesn't even get over the railing most of the time. It's probably I don't know if it's the easiest. The backup is not too bad, but the Serena one is even easier, I think. So I would say maybe second easiest Shadow Mario. 212, yeah, nice one. Honey Skip. We're gonna go to a ton of effort now just to skip the cutscene of entering the pin, getting close to the pinner loading zone. And so the way this works is the cutscene trigger is this kind of circular platform in this that you can is kind of just to the top left of where Despin is right now. He's gonna hover, which pushes you forwards a bit, and then he enters the death plane. And if you're in the death plane for 1 second, you die. And so during that second, he can hold left and enter the circular cutscene trigger. And if he dies on the same frame he enters the cutscene, then he gets the skip, which he just did, which is pretty nice. It sounds, considering it's frame perfect, it's like, oh, this is extremely difficult. But the geometry of the level, because you hover forwards and then you enter a circle, right, from the side. That means that you can adjust depending on how far you hover. You have loads of different visual cues. And that kind of stuff, and it ends up being way easier than frame perfect would suggest, which is often the case. That's like an Ocarina of Time setup, they're often like that.
Yeah.
Here you can skip a couple of cutscenes just by exiting area. It's really stupid. You enter this trigger and pause, and yeah.
It appears to be
Lots
two
of
Despins.
Ooh. Despin and the cooler Despin. The mecha fight is very difficult at all levels to do perfectly, but it's easy to get it perfectly every now and again, so even a beginner would try to go for a perfect mecha typically. Loads of kind of annoyingly not imprecise visual cues in mecha. And also just some weird stuff. You spray to grab rockets early, but because you're on a roller coaster, the spray goes in weird directions, and so there are setups for grabbing rockets early by just spraying at particular times, at particular angles. You know what I can do? I can actually open both of their streams briefly, just to see who's ahead.
Yeah.
I might do that
I'm interested.
for now. Said he's just entered the canon. I think that makes Despin convincingly ahead, because Despin just finished Pinner 2.
Wow. Okay.
So he must have messed up a lot then.
Yeah, damn.
So he had like almost a minute lead.
True, yeah, that's true. Unless they didn't take over from each other, but I think they probably would have, because it's all that part is very cleanly organized.
Yeah.
Yeah, God knows what happened.
Trust no one, not even yourself, yeah. Just racing yourself.
Yeah. I guess I can talk about the next level and hope that the stream holds up. It's probably my best strat here. So Pinner 3 is you enter the funfair, and you basically the level is just like parkour on the boats. It's this like absolute hooliganism, because the boats are swinging and you're jumping off. My split calls it antisocial behavior order. Yeah, the strats in this level, the fastest strat is about 32 seconds. The slowest one is about 50. You have a 2/3 like extra time spent because of the cycles. It's kind of reminded me of what you said about that cycle in SM64 that was 18 seconds different.
Yeah.
Despin probably going to go for the intermediate cycle. So the coin order is the same as advanced up until you get here. He's going for the advanced strat. He messed it up. Oh no. You look like he might have been going for the advanced one, but it's hard to tell advanced and intermediate apart until you get the fourth coin, which is a different coin. So you'd have to be a pensioner to not see the difference between those. But yeah, he's doing a fairly normal backup. The backup he's doing is basically repeating the slow strat, which you can more or less do. The boat gets in your way in different places, but yeah, it looks good to me. The way he's doing it is the way I do it. I do this absolute beginner strat. You should have just crawled. You should have just ran up the thing, done the beginner strat. It would have been faster. But if he doesn't get hit here, okay, he probably breaks even. Yeah, you went for TAS, but yeah, you'll get it eventually. Consistent, I mean. I want to get a TAS, the TAS strat for like the first time in my life. That's going to be hype. It's something I'm working on right now. But yeah, it was I guess TASes were doing it for God knows how long, but Fetch was the first person to try to make it, you know, start doing it RTA, come up with little setups and queues and things, because you obviously don't have those in TAS.
Looks like,
and
SETI is ahead. As I just look at both their streams.
really, that's weird. I think no, I'm stupid. Sorry. When I saw him enter I thought he just was about to enter because I saw him entering the cannon. That's why I got confused. I was just like, oh, this must be pinner 1. Well, no, it's probably pinner 4 or something. I'm stupid.
Yeah, and I think Team Doug, Dimmadome, whatever, had a 1.5 minute PB, or I mean, advantage going after Odyssey. So, and we can't see that because SETI's stream is down for the restream.
True. I remember.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I can't really tell what the difference is. SETI is somewhat ahead, but I think it's more like a minute, or maybe even 40 seconds.
Yeah, and just raw SMS, Despin is only 2 seconds ahead. At least based on Pinna 4 exits.
Oh, yeah, God knows what happened in the transition, to be fair. Yeah, he's had a nightmare with I can't even count how many cycles there have been on this Pinna 4. You're trying to get one, but the level is kind of terrible for many different reasons.
Makes sense.
The worst part of the level, I think, is that if you get hit by the Koopa, then none of the others are going to ground pound you. They have a cooldown if you're in a damage invulnerability, which just makes it awful. Because if you get hit once, you have to wait. He's going to go for early Oshigo rounds now. So, you know, you would expect Pinna 5 to be next, but instead we're going to break into the loading zone for the Pinna 6 secret, and therefore skip one shine. We couldn't do it earlier because the last level, Pinna 4, is just the specific unlock for Yoshi, and Yoshi is required to do this. So you can see the merry-go-round in the background, kind of. And so, you know, it's loaded in the game in every level just so you can see it. But then they left the loading zone in so we can try to break into it. But they did make it pretty hard because there's a massive void in the way. But we have a strat for getting around the void. He's getting followed by 4 stews. That's going to be very difficult to deal with. Because typically you only want 1 or 2. But yeah, if you spray a stew as Yoshi, the stew moves. The platform moves. And so, like, obviously you can't walk in a void. But if you are on a platform, then you can walk. But the platform doesn't care about the void, so it just sails through. And so that's what's going to happen here. This specific section. He's in a void, except he's not because the platform is there, but the platform's moving, and that's how we break into. Because otherwise, all of what you see is a void here, except the merry-go-round itself. There's a little complication. You need to be orange Yoshi to get in the loading zone for the secret, but you need to be purple for the sprayed stew to go the right way. And so he had to throw the papaya through the doorway so he could eat it once he'd already sprayed the first platform, which is a bit stupid. Few different strats for this secret, but they have very consistent times because the cycle on the squares at the beginning is so specific. He went for the intermediate one, but most of the strats you're going to end up going over the wall. And it's quite nice, you can really choose whichever strat you're comfortable with. The faster strat saves 1.5 on this one, and the Then you have one that's 1.5 slower, and then you have another that's 2 slower than that, which is decently beginner friendly because you don't go over the wall. Pinner 7's pretty boring RTA. There are a couple of different strats. Most people just do the easy one. In ILs there are 2 fast strats, one of which is extremely inconsistent. Like a top runner will take an hour to get it. So it's affectionately known as the cancer strat.
Excellent.
But yeah, this is the easy strat. You can spam spray him so much while he's up in the air. But he can't die unless he's running on the ground. So he can't be standing still and he can't be jumping. He has to be running in the ground. And so you can like kill him while he's in the air, get his damage to 0, but then you just have to spray him when he's on the ground and you got the shine. So Despin doesn't do save warp route. He told me he doesn't like it. So we're gonna see Rico next. Beyblade in order to get to Rico. It's pretty cool. You can spin on the ground by just spraying out of a spin. You get this like sprinkler. And then by doing that you can slide down slopes and get a lot of momentum. Rico 1, very easy RTA, very hard in the IL because the blooper is very, very specific. But you can do whatever you want RTA pretty much. The movement is very, very fluid. For the spin jump, you want to hit it first frame. The hover slows you down, and if you slowed down enough, then the hover would make it so slow that you would want to take a step to get some speed back before getting the spin jump. So you buffer the spin late, take a step, and then jump off. But because you don't hover that long, you still have enough speed where it's actually better to jump first frame off the box instead. So the point being, you jump further, the more speed you have going into the jump. And so if you're standing still, you don't go far. If you take a step, you go a bit further. But if you have some momentum from sliding, you go even further. But the difference is you buffer really early to catch a first frame jump, but you buffer the spin really late so you have time to take a step. So it's a different strategy depending on what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to see that in the next level as well, so I guess it's reasonable that I went into depth on it now. We're going to see tons of first frame jumps, and you'll get to see just how much speed you get if you can hit them. You know, obviously he's not necessarily going to get them first frame, but it's still going to be very fast. And if he does get them first frame, if you sort of watch the game enough, you can tell. You know, it's just such a speed boost. You get these spin jumps that are just going extremely fast. Rip Sedi. People asking if there's any luck with Sedi.
Sedi's just gone.
We're gonna get a nice little Y turn to redirect into the thing, very self-explanatory. So yeah, we'll see the movement here. We just have to hit 2 checkpoints. We can skip using the bloopers. First you want to hit a double jump first frame here. Like this is a double jump, it goes as high as a triple jump. He messed up the turnaround so he doesn't get the triple jump here. But provided he gets a water slide here, he can go for the first frame spin jump, and if he gets a first frame he clears the whole platform just like that. Second frame you have to hover a bit, you don't quite clear the whole platform. 2071's not too bad, so you know, lost 2 seconds, it's not that deep. And we're going to see more Beyblades in the next 2 levels, which is hype. Beyblades, yeah, it's really weird. There's this mechanic in this game where, you know, Mario just slides on his butt down a slope, and it's just completely uncontrollable. But doing the spin on the ground lets you jump out of that. Most of the, quote, butt slide strats, it's the fastest floodless movement, the fastest movement you can do without the water mechanics. But it relies on platforms turning around just enough so that Mario is no longer sliding down them. And you have to like jump as soon as the platform flattens out. So you can do it off some cubes and secrets. But on a Beyblade, just like this, he slid down a slope. and because he was spinning, he can jump out of it regardless. And so he just gets a lot of momentum out of the slide down the slope, and then does the couple of big spin jumps out of it. If I'm like explaining in too much depth, I can always, you can always ask questions.
Yep.
So I can get some nice viewer-friendly explanations, because I always wonder how much viewers understand of this kind of stuff, but I'm just vibing. It's not a GDQ, so it's not important to say absolutely everything.
Yeah.
So this Beyblade is pretty precise. He makes it look effortless. Just because you have to hover a specific amount to land on the fairly tight plank platform. The hover obviously slows you down. So hover is like the chief way of slowing down in this game, which is interesting. For beginners, obviously, it's the crutch button. This is, I would say, quite a friendly level, even though it's always possible to choke it. In the sense that you can choose your own strats and they're all within a second of each other. There's like 3 seconds difference between the beginner strat and the try-hard strat. And Despin's going for like the one that's about 1 second slower than the try-hard, 2 seconds faster than beginner. But it is just dives and rollouts. If you want to get good at that, you just got to practice your A and B presses, and that's all there is to it. Can be pretty difficult. And also if you do too many ILs, you'll just start missing inputs, because if you hit it a frame early, obviously. This level is a funny one. There's a completely free strat you can do if you use the sewer again. It loses 3 seconds. You can literally avoid having to learn the level, but this movement is pretty specific. You see a little spam spray dive here. He did a spam spray and dove into it to get a water slide. And the reason for that is that the bloopers are in the way, and the spam spray helps you get rid of bloopers and goop, so you can get a water slide, all in one movement. Whereas the hover slide's typically faster, so you hover and then dive into the hover, but you can't get rid of goop that way. Hover slide is something that, as a beginner, you want to learn from day one and grind it and try to get over the wall of getting that consistent in your first week, because it helps you so much to internalize the rest of the game, to have that reliable tech skill, But spam spray dive is not that well known about it, not many tutorials on it. So you end up just kind of naturally picking it up as you go a few months down the line. I was looking forward to Dide versus Sedi because of both of them are quite, I think, try-hard mentality. They go for like really hard strats and wait for their consistency to catch up,
Yeah.
Sedi has like a 6-minute gap over his sum of best.
Oh,
Whereas
wow.
typically people... Yeah, it's typically 3 minutes, isn't it? I think. Yeah, actually, I don't know what it would be in 64 and SMO, what the typical sum of best gap is. I think 3 is in SMS is what you would want because of the RNG.
I mean, for top runners in 64, it's less than a minute usually.
Yeah, for SMO top runners, I think the world record holder is like 30 seconds off, so.
Yeah, it's
The average is
insanely
like a
consistent game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Dide sum of best is like 1:11:50, I think. So he's closed down 2 minutes.
Yeah.
But yeah, 3 minutes typical good runner is gonna have. So yeah, 6 minutes sum of best is definitely your try hard mentality. But that is how Dide learn. So he set the precedent. A lot of people do have a much more balanced approach. A lot of people who have learned the game faster, but they haven't quite reached the same heights Dide has, and I wonder if they ever will, because you have to kind of be at top level and putting in the daily grind for long enough to get those kinds of times. But for now, the world record is definitely beatable. But Dide got a run that almost beats it by 30 seconds.
Oh wow.
I guess that.
Yeah, it died to the third to last level, effectively. Noki 6 to the entry, not even the secret, because the secret is typically the hardest part of the run. Not exactly, but the most practiced shine in the whole run, certainly.
Wow.
What's next? Bianco 6.
What has been cool to see, I've seen Today has been streaming SM64 recently, and actually the other day he got a single star spreadsheet record.
Wait, really?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I saw that on Twitter. Let's go.
kind of insane.
Damn.
Do you guys? It's like G-Boss an SM64 runner.
Yeah, GI boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he
Guy. He doesn't do too much like RTA runs.
All right, yeah, he has 2 single ILs right in SMS, and they're both world records. So there's a bit of that.
Nice.
Just get good at ILs in both the games, you know.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna skip this cube by doing like a wild spin jump off it, and there are 6 different strats that are in common usage for it. This is like the 3rd fastest. It's tied 3rd with 2 other strats, and this kind of preference which you go for. So he just did a spin jump out of a step. So he took a step to get speed and then did a spin jump. You can also do a short rollout and then do an immediate spin jump using the rollout momentum. And there's also some other strat that I don't understand. But both of these, he did a Y turn so he could jump off the wall, redirecting in first person.
So I'm looking at City Street. He got a 52-12 Bianco 7, so we'll see exactly what the difference is.
Yeah.
I'm honestly just comparing them live. I don't know if that's what you should do, but I just opened both their streams at the same time.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So yeah, he is ahead. I still don't do enough any percent runs to really be able to tell how far ahead he is, but yeah, if he just... Let me see.
It's a definite lead, but it's nothing crazy.
And then plus the minute 30 lead he had.
Yeah. There's been very much not going for any of the quick kills, which is pretty reasonable. I do the quick kill in this level just for fun, because it looks really funny. You just kind of slide up, but because you're going up a hill, you're getting more and more, you're sliding more and more slowly. And because Shadow Mario has to start running in order to die, you can't be standing still. You have to time it, so you have to kind of wait right next to him. And as soon as he starts moving, you do a rollout spam spray. So I do it just because it's funny. I call it the walk up slowly and down smash.
Excellent.
Alright, so Despin has 52-20 on his splits at the... Oh wait, no, I'm looking at the wrong thing, sorry. Jeez, I really can't tell. They're both on Manta, I think.
Yeah.
There isn't that much of a difference. I mean... Yeah, so Despin's just entering it now, okay. Manta, yeah, honestly, it will lose you. 30 seconds easily at any level just from RNG. This is really funny. So there are 2 strats in this level for getting the Manta. Initially you want to just keep spraying it to split it up. So you're just spamming as many spam sprays as you can, but the position you do it from makes a bit of a difference. So there's a traditional strat where you get up on a hut, which is to the kind of just to the right and closer to where we are. You're going to see as Despin comes out of this cutscene. But then there's also this other strat that Despin... So Despin's using the hut, I think, yeah. The other strat, you're on the opposite side of the Manta. Complete, like 180-degree opposite side. And, you know, people have been divided on which of these strats is more consistent, best case, average case, all that stuff, you know. But it was found recently that in the practice tool for this game, Nintendo, there's a sort of an error in the way that it reproduces the game. It doesn't clear one of the memory values in the CPU out before starting the game, and because SMS, the way it's been programmed, often doesn't check for like what the values are of these memory addresses, it just assumes that they're like 0 or whatever. And so it was found that the direction that the mantas are splitting in, they're supposed to all split evenly, right, opposite to each other, but a specific amount of angle was getting added to both the horizontal and vertical components of the directions that all the mantas were splitting in, which meant that all of them were splitting towards the southeast. And because the Hutler strat, you're standing at the southeast, that means that they were coming towards you more often. And this was only figured out about a month ago. So the practice tool was broken, and so people mistakenly, I think, concluded that Hutler's was better because of that. But so now we just again don't know which strat is better, you know.
Excellent.
So just go what you want. I usually just ask in my stream which strat people want to see. Sedi and Despin are, I think, precisely tied from what I'm looking at from their streams. If their streams are, they're both. Oh, okay. Despin has just pulled ahead because Sedi messed up the wall kicks and. Spoilers. But actually, we're not going to see what happened to Sedi because he has a black screen. But yeah, he died on this level. It's kind of unfortunate. But like right up until halfway through the secret part of this level, they were tied.
Yeah. Well, okay. Things got interesting now.
Yeah. Stepping it up. They had a lead, but they caught up. Yeah, this is a very nice secret. It's actually quite easy. The strats you're about to see, none of them are too difficult. You do these kind of nice spin jump dives to cut corners. If you're doing an IL though, it becomes hardcore because you have to optimize your lines so much that if you do the IL too much, you get worse at RTA because you're going to go for lines that are way too risky.
Nice.
It's one of those. And this is the momentum spin we were talking about. You know, he dives into a slope, rolls out, and then immediately after rolling out does a spin jump because rolling out gives you speed. The way that it works is that rolling out is the fastest movement option for going in a straight line. And so if you hit a slope as soon as you've started your rollout, you just kind of preserve that speed. And then you're sprinting up the slope. So you can actually run uphill much faster than downhill in this game, which is really funny. But effectively, it's pretty much the same as wave dashing, right? Because wave dashing, your fastest option is you do the air dodge. But then if you do it into the ground, you can preserve the speed from it. And so it's the same the way that you get a sprint. And so most momentum spins, you're going to be trying to roll out up a slope, so you get the sprint and then just spin immediately afterwards. And you buffer the spin before you do the rollout. So the inputs are like spin and then A to roll out and then A to jump. And that's what we saw. We'll see a few of those. This level, really nice IL. Very specific movement, turnarounds and things, but RTA, nothing to really care about.
Yeah, Seti stream, we're having a few issues getting it up on the restream here.
It's cool that Despin is ahead.
Yeah.
It means that the run we can watch, we can commentate the ahead one.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we just both have it open, like the streams themselves open on different tabs.
Yeah, same here.
I wonder if Despin is going to go for any butt slides in this level. So I was talking about this really stupid movement tech where if the fastest way of sliding down a slope, you have no control, but you can just it's like slipping down a massive cliff, you know. But because you're doing it on slopes that are turning inwards towards you, they get flatter, meaning that eventually you're able to jump out of the slide. And that's the fastest way of doing both of the cube jumps in the secret we're about to see. This skip here is pretty simple. When you're at the top, you're hitting an invisible wall on the ceiling, and doing that cancels the collision detection for going sideways if you're doing a sidestep for some reason. So you can just sidestep through the wall. So yeah, the butt slide here, no, spin jump dive. Never mind. And he's definitely not going for the butt slide at the back. Yeah, no worries, Despin. He's gonna not even do the momentum spin here, which is fair enough. So the momentum spin at the end of this level and the previous secret, I think they're as hard as each other, but they have very different skills requirements. One is a normal input, but the timing is difficult to read because the cog is kind of turning in a weird way. Whereas for this giant cube, the timing is easy, but the input you have to do, you have to preserve the rollouts and sprint for ages before you do the spin jump. Meaning you can't just buffer the spin and spin A and A and get the momentum spin that way. But instead you have to do an unbuffered spin, and in order to do an unbuffered spin with momentum, you have to not cancel your momentum by spinning, not enter a turnaround, which means you have to spin the stick slowly enough to avoid getting a turnaround. And the slower you spin the stick, the more frames it takes to do the spin, which means it might not fit in your 10 frame window. It means you have less of a leniency to press A and have the spin have come out in the previous 10 frames. And so it's very easy to just die for that reason. So it's a little subtlety. Yeah, I think Diddy would have done the butt slide. I missed the day. Joking. This is a really terrible boss. Yeah, the probability of getting extra cycles is 0.3, and there are 3 opportunities to get them, and you just keep getting them until you get a normal cycle, which means you can have unlimited extra cycles, and they all cost 6 seconds. And just recently we had the recorded world record for extra cycles, which is 10. 10. You'll often see people in the early stages of their career getting more early cycles, but that's because they don't cancel they don't do the movement between the cycles correctly, effectively, because you have some compulsory cycles where you don't get fruit, and you need the fruit to beat the boss, but you have to wait for the fruit to spawn before cancelling the cycle, and so people who don't wait will just indefinitely get extra cycles. Yeah, this is another terrible level because there's not much in the way of execution except for grabbing the fruits. Got another 20 minutes left. Not worth taking a piss. Cool. But the next level's not very interesting either. Yeah, it's the one where you just spam spray everything and clean off all the goop. Fun. Much harder on Japanese than European because they made the requirement a lot easier. Or European and American. So Japanese is the only hard one. It's kind of a funny one strategically because the fastest version that isn't Japanese is for an advanced runner 7 seconds slower than Japanese, and that's the European, PAL, so EU and Australia, set on the Italian language. But a lot of the estimate for how much faster it is depends on how much faster you can execute this level, for example, because the difference is I can't remember actually, probably 5 seconds even optimally, but the thing is it's so much harder to do the Japanese version. It's not only slower, but you have to clean up all these small bits of goop, and so you see this 2:18 that he's getting, for example. Even good runners will get times like that, because in order to kind of fit the estimate for the version difference comparison, you have to be 7 seconds faster, and people often are just not. You have to grind this level a hell of a lot in order to have a JP worthy Serena 6 that you can consistently do in runs, whereas it's a lot easier to get consistent at PAL, and so often the effective difference is more 3 or 2 seconds for different people, and you have the advantage that PAL is a lot easier. A lot more consistent because of this level, and EYG is easier as well as EO and Mecha. All of them are easier. Not faster though. Piano 3 is harder, and Piano 5 is also harder, but and Piano 1. There are actually so many version differences now that I think about it. 7, yeah. But on balance, PAL is a bit easier.
Yeah, so Despin's actually quite a bit ahead now. It looks like.
Sedi entering Nokia 1 and Despin is at the top.
Yep.
It's cool that a difference of about 25 seconds. I just did a quick comparison. Might be a little off, but I'm not sure. This level was really cool though. It's another one similar to Piano 6 in that randomness gets in your way a bit, but you can kind of deal with it. Getting good at this game often requires you see this spin jump he's going to do here? That's pretty difficult to do, and you have to learn your own visual cues for it, or just kind of get the feel for it, know which exact angle you're going for in order to get the spin jump, so there's a bit of technicality there. The thing that anyone who's watching and runs this game you really must do here is you hold B and run into the bomb. So once you throw the bomb, repress B immediately and then run into it after spraying it. It makes it way easier. It's just a little tip. Often the optimal way of picking things up is to hold B and then walk into them rather than walk in and press B. Man, Doge is chatting in both of the original streams, but not the restream.
Damn.
Disappointing.
I mean, if you want
Difference.
the viewing experience, you have the audio for this stream, and then just have the two runners open.
Yeah, it kind of works, doesn't it? The only problem is the latency. Like, I'd be commentating and 50 seconds later, you know.
Yeah.
It would come out, so it wouldn't really fit. I think the difference is now 30 seconds, and they only have one world left as well.
Yeah.
Beautiful movement level, this. So I was just going to say there's no real inconsistency.
Yep.
You just have to learn these little things. Like that little wall kick he did is off a slope that you can't actually see. So you just have to know the exact angle you're going into the wall in order to get a kick that goes straight towards the spring. And then he used the fact that the spring expands to push him through the wall so he could dive into the shine. It's typically you're supposed to beat the blooper. But that is now a bingo-only individual level.
Nice.
Beating the blooper in Noki 2.
Yeah, I don't think does any category do it other than maybe glitchless or other than glitchless.
Yeah, it's gonna be that kind of thing. And glitchless in this game is just terrible. Almost no one touches it. Because it's just almost identical to the actual game.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, pretty much in bingo is the only situation you'd do it, I guess.
Nice.
This level is pretty cute. I don't really understand the mechanics very well. There's going to be a tutorial on it soon though, so everyone can learn it properly. From the world record IL holder. But yeah, you're just trying to hover and turn at specific times. There are small cues here and there. One technical detail is here you have to land on the ground before you hit the wall at the back. Because if you hit the wall at the back, it takes ages for Mario to turn around for some reason. He just doesn't reverse out of the hole. So if you hit the ground first, then he reverses immediately. Yeah, that's pretty cool. It was IL movement for the ending. So, in my opinion, quite hard to actually hit the shine if you do that. The difference between the IL movement and the RTA movement is out of the shine spawn cutscene, you hold upright instead of right. Or sorry, left, I think. Up left instead of left notch. So you just turn more slowly in one of them, and the other one is just off the rails fast turn. So you have to hover at the right time in order to hit the shine. It's really funny saying the difference between two strats is just the notch that you hold. Nice movement here at the beginning of this level. It is possible to do it slightly faster, but fairly difficult. But it's probably better to talk about eel than talk about that. Eel is kind of very difficult to understand. The basic idea of it is that you have a kind of neutral state where you can spray a tooth. And if you clean a tooth, that triggers the eel to start trying to suck you in. And if you go down on the eel, then you cancel the suck and the eel tries to actually literally eat you, but you can escape that. And if you escape the eel eating you, then you can clean another tooth. So you have that 3-phase setup. At the very beginning, you can clean up to 6 teeth. So Despin's going to go for cleaning 6. I think he just failed it. I think he's going to need to re-clean that last one, so it's effectively the same as cleaning 5. But so here you see, it's hard to tell from him, he's doing it so fast. But, oh no, he did clean it. Stream went down.
They're gonna refresh it looks like.
I think the restream, or rather, yeah. Yeah, there was a little cutscene skip, or rather, it's not a skip, it's an escape. You escape the cutscene of the eel ending by getting damaged at the same time, and that's something that literally happens casually. Just if you happen to take air damage, then you can escape the cutscene, and it saves about 20 seconds. So it is important to learn how to do it, but also I would say very difficult for beginners. Because you can easily get eaten if you go for that cutscene skip. And then you getting eaten will lose 40 seconds, I think is really ridiculous.
Oh wow.
Because yeah, the eel just, it throws you up all the way. And you have to slowly descend back again. Let me just fix my mic while I'm waiting for the stream to come back. Is it visible on... Is it visible on speed gaming? I don't actually have it open.
Oh, it is.
So we just can't see it, okay. I guess we can watch speed gaming.
Yeah. At least it was only Noki 5, so we didn't miss much.
Yep. True, yeah. Noki 5, nothing to really say about it. All the Piantissimos are actually very fun ILs, in my opinion. This one you kind of just fall. So it's kind of like paragliding the IL, because you start at the top and then you just do little hovers here and there, slide off little platforms, and then do like a little swim at the end. And so it's like a quite a cute IL, would recommend. Alright, 3 levels and then I can take a piss. Let's go.
Okay.
Sedi is up, but like... Oh wait, Sedi's stream is working. Let's go. Yeah. He's not even that far behind, but... If Despin would have to choke fairly hard, I think, to lose. He's doing the rope entry, which is the thing that did a failed, that cost him the run that would have killed any %. He fell down at the beginning. The beginning is tight. You have to hover with a specific timing in order to space it properly, in order to be able to take a step in the right direction to get the spin jump dive. The rest of the strat is not too hard, but it is easy to choke. It's easy in an IL hard RTA. And then yeah, I don't know what to say about Noki 6. It's kind of cool that you can actually just go as fast as possible on this level. He's going to go slightly more slowly, but he's still going to go for the green cycle here. Yeah, learning this is difficult, but very rewarding. Like, there's just tons and tons of really small details, and you really get in tune with how movement works in the game. Very, very competent. He messed up a little bit, I think, near the end, but yeah, Sedi takes a death, unfortunately. I think that's gonna be it. Unless, well, there's very little that can go wrong now. So assuming that they're synchronized in real time. Yeah, you can see in this Noki 6, the movement is just off the rope. All these things are precise camera angles, precise notches. And also, if you're doing a backup strats in this level, it is essential to know when to dive. You see Sedi almost Sedi takes a death here because he dove at the wrong time onto the rotating rods. And so if you want to get consistent at this level, it's very important to learn when to dive. So sometimes you're just going to be waiting to make it safe, but it's way better in a run or a race setting than just going for it and improvising. This is the level I would say you want to improvise the least. You know, there's no good reason to improvise in this level, in my opinion. But yeah, Despin about to finish off. I'll talk a little bit about the swimming mechanic in the game. You barely get to see it, but he's going to do a little bit of swimming here. Swimming in this game works the same as a neutral aerial in Melee. It's a slightly weird analogy, but essentially you have to have a neutral stick in order to jump out of the water. But other than that, you want to be drifting forwards as much as you can, because in Melee you can't use the C stick, so you have to have a neutral stick to input a neutral aerial. But then you want to rush down your opponent with it. So you want to be drifting towards them, and it works the same just because you can only jump when the stick is neutral, but otherwise you're holding forward. Very, very clean fast corona from Despin using the new consistent strat for this, which is way easier than the old one. Really cool bit of movement there, where you slide off a platform holding digital R, which is R all the way down. And then you slide your thumb from A to X, which means as soon as you go off, you get the spam spray, but then you hover out of it immediately. Meaning you can clean the platform and hover onto it. It's very elegant. Then he goes for the fast boat, which is a case of, well, it kind of works as you'd expect it. You you want to kind of be confident that you're turning to the right at first. And then when you just kind of feel out the movement and shift the stick left and right, and it's fairly easy to learn and get consistent in my opinion. Despin's probably finished because it froze on Bowser. Not quite. Bowser is a very simple level. Most of getting it consistent is about where you ground pound, because you charge a rocket. You'll see it here actually on particularly the next platform, the one after this one. You have to like walk forwards while charging it and then make sure that you don't fall off. He actually did manage to get scuffed, but he rescued it with a Y turn. Because the rocket charge gets cancelled if you walk into a boulder, so you're looking for like the section of platform that is the most intact, and that's different for each one of the platforms, so you have to know where to ground pound for that reason. So you can walk forwards a bit and then rocket off. Nice one. GG's to Despin with a 1:17.05, which is a very good run for him. It's 40 seconds behind PB.
And I do believe that gives the win to Nindade's team.
Gotta be, yeah.
Even without Ninda, they still pulled through.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Sedi is expected to finish at about 1950, I want to say. Oh yeah, you see the rocket storage that he's doing. He does a rocket here that goes up way higher than it should. Yeah, this is a fun little strat. You only see it at the end of any percent. But you can, if you cancel a rocket, it stacks the speed of the rocket. And gravity is constant acceleration, right? So the distance you get is the square of the speed increase. So the speed doubled if you store 2 rockets, which means the distance you get is 4 times bigger. I think that's how it works. But the way you can store a rocket is just inactionable frames again. So like you're exiting a sidestep animation, you're exiting a spray, any of that works. It just cancels the rocket for some reason. And then you do a rocket while you're inactionable, you don't get the rocket, but the speed gets stored.
Yeah, so it looks like Dide's team finished with a 3:13.06, and Psionic's team finished with a 3:15.26. So
Nice
two and
one.
a half
Thanks,
minutes.
Doug.
Yeah. Shout out to Doge.
Yeah, I was right. 1:19:55 for the ending. All right, cool.
There you go.
Nice. How's it going, everyone?
Hello.
Congrats on the race.
Got a bunch of
Whoa.
people in here.
Yeah.
Hey,
Well,
how do you guys think
that was
you've
something.
played?
I played decent. Could have been better, but I've had a lot worse.
I kind of feel the same way.
Yeah, you pulled ahead in SMO. Even on balance, it was, I think, a minute and a half ahead. So we actually had a really fun ending. We could
I actually
compare
played-
the times of the two.
I actually played better than I thought I would because I didn't warm up before that run, and I got a 101 flat with cold hands, and you don't want to play
Dang.
with cold hands.
That's really hard.
Yeah.
There's no way. Yeah, it's impossible. I don't know how you can get that with cold hands. That's sick. But yeah, I think so. Sedi's time ended up being about 3 minutes lower. So yeah, so some unfortunate deaths in Noki 6 at the end, which.
Yeah, he was pretty much tied with me going into Serena. It looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, we took a look, and you were exactly tied in the
Dang.
middle of Serena 2. So
Oh,
just
wow.
before the wall kicks, you were both on the platform just
That's
after
crazy.
the jump dive. Yeah,
Yeah,
very close.
we
at that
both
point.
had really good runs to that point. I'd say my pinna was atrocious, but the rest of the run I was really happy with. So
Oh,
yeah,
true, yeah.
Dang. Well, if anyone else has something to add, if not, then I think we're done.
Y'all played really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of
GGs.
fun to watch.
Yeah. Also,
Just
thanks
chilling here.
Desmond for coming in last minute.
sure. I was already doing runs, and so I needed a
Oh,
no
nice.
reset. I needed a no reset anyway, so it works out.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh, I'll make the run, a race
Yeah.
run. Let's go. Nice
Worked
one.
out. So
There you go.
Yeah. The meta now is whether Dide will be recovered for the next match. Oh wait, no.
Probably.
Yeah, actually, that's it. That's been one.
true. All right.
Cool.
Sweet.
Thanks for commentating. Commentary was really good. Shout, at least for SMS. I don't know about the rest.
Yeah,
really
no,
good
it was all good. I was watching for SM64, but not SMO because I didn't want spoilers.
Mm.
Yeah. Cheers.
Yeah, GG's to both teams.
GG.
GG's.
Jeez.
GG's.